And here we are, and I may need to turn back the audio output. Mic checks?
Testing
Hello?
1 2
Testing
1 2.
All right. How does that sound for everyone? All right, excellent. Well then, welcome to another episode of the Nebulous Collection. I am your humble host, Trash Goblin Extraordinaire and local bisexual disaster, the Bad Fan Sub. Or Nick, if you prefer. It's much more concise.
And I am, for the minute, Jameson Spencer, also known by the Twitch handle, Arkrat. Hello there, everybody. Looking forward to playing this another round.
Hello, everyone. Probably some of you know me as Yeen, or my Twitch, my crafty Twitch stream name, Cacklecraft. But I am back with a whole new character who we'll introduce in a bit. So we'll see how that goes.
All right.
Ow! Fuck.
Oh no.
Sorry, I
Is this how?
Oh.
Oh dear, role playing a bit too hard.
Oh no.
Pain.
All right.
Continue.
Pain.
Let's start. Let's start this off right. The nice bottle of cider. All
have
right.
Watermelon kombucha that is a disturbingly Jolly Rancher shade of pink.
Nice.
I have H2O.
I mean, I have
Yeah.
several bottles of that too.
You're drinking
Aw.
dihydrogen monoxide, Arcraft?
Yes.
So
That can
dangerous.
kill you?
Yes, it can by absorption through the mouth. Ah.
Oh my god.
Sidebar.
Yes?
There's a yes, and a front bar. No, there's a there's a show
Implying
that
we
was
ever
on.
started.
Yeah, I don't know if there was ever a if it's still going, but if you're in the UK, you might remember a show called How To, which was, as it describes, it sort of is a how does this happen? How does this happen? Aimed at kids. It was really really cool.
Oh, nice.
And they did an episode where they were like how it was something to do with dihydrogen monoxide. They had essentially like a bottle of water with it labeled that, and went through the various methods of how it could kill you, and then they drank it before your eyes. And it's that classic thing of like
Yep.
essentially like convincing someone it's the most deadly thing in the world and then drinking it. How did they drink it? 'Cause
I
it was
know.
water.
Water.
I no
Yeah.
joke completely lost my shit this one time when a radio host did that. They started talking about dihydrogen monoxide and how dangerous it was, and they started getting people concerned and calling in.
Oh,
And then
no.
one dude just called into the station and laughed the entire call and then just hung up.
I like that. I
Yeah.
really really like that.
It's so good.
Yeah. I feel like that could very quickly have gone War of the Worlds original broadcast though.
Oh yeah.
Like very
Oh, God,
quickly
yeah.
ended up with them being fired or something like that.
Yeah, no, like that's happened. I know there's been a couple of radio shows where they've done pranks like that. With dihydrogen monoxide. I think there was another one where it's like they give this description of this bizarre backwards country. This is like back in like the late 90s, early aughts. This
Oh.
bizarre culture with all these weird things and all this scary stuff. And it just when you finally
just
actually
America.
think about it, it's just America. It's just a scramble of the word America.
Yes.
Nice.
Good.
So,
It's reminded me of the it's this old I couldn't tell you which radio station it is, but it's it's an example of, we were doing media in uni, and it's an example of being really really careful about what you say on air and how you phrase it, because they did a thing where they same with this really, they did a thing where it was like, hey, if you ring in, you could win this Toyota, and you can see where this is going.
Oh, no.
Somebody won, and then they were sent a
There
Star
it is.
Wars
A toy Yoda?
a toy Yoda.
Yes.
But
I mean, oh no.
not well, I mean, so the back half of the story is they got taken to court and actually had to buy them a brand new Toyota because it was ambiguous enough on the radio to be mistaken for the actual thing. So the radio station had to pay like £12,000 out or something, and the presenter was fired. So there we go.
Yay!
That feel when the
No
foam from
way.
your drink just freezes to the ice cubes.
That's
a good feel.
when your drink is so cold you breathe on it, it steams.
Yes.
Your breath steams.
Yes. It's a good feel.
Mm.
All right. So, let's begin. So, my memory is spotty at best, but I believe we had just made camp for the evening near the base of the treacherous mountain pass.
Yes, we had.
After
when we
fighting the
last
most
left off,
horrifying abomination we'd ever seen in our lives.
I mean, you know, the most horrifying thing you've ever seen in your life. Like, Jameson Spencer has seen far, far worse and might do tonight. Who knows?
I don't know that it gets much worse than that thing, Arcrat.
Let me see if I can find some back pages of some of the images that have been put out
God,
there, and we'll see.
no.
Yes,
Not
no,
again.
we had you also had XP to give out to people, so it's whether or
Everyone
not,
should be at 12 right now.
yes,
Just keeping it simple.
yeah.
Also,
no idea how to.
We need to get in touch with how to spend that, which we will do.
Yes, that was the next question. It's like, I have no idea how to spend this. It's like, you've given me a credit card. Cool. What do I do?
Yeah.
Can somebody help?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Please don't start even jokingly writing your pins in chat or anything like
No,
that.
don't,
Please,
seriously.
please,
Oh my
please.
god.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Who would do that?
You'd be amazed. You know
yeah,
that?
I was
You'd be
about to
amazed.
literally say the same thing. Like,
Oh god.
you never like. Yeah.
Oh.
So we were going through Zeal's Pass to the coastline into
Mhm.
Stromkirk territory.
Yeah.
Also known as the Nephalia region. We had faced this malevolent evil. We saved an individual who seemingly just hunted in the forest, lived nearby. They sort of went off on their own again. They were fine. And then the three of us made camp at the base of this treacherous mountain, which we could either climb up and die or try and move round. And we had, to begin with, made some progress because we tied each of us round on a rope, moved round, and had then set up somewhere on along that path. And to the best of my knowledge, to the best of Spencer's knowledge, when we went to bed, there was Havelock, there was Spencer, and there was Dr. Whackbat.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. That. Ah.
Spencer wakes early.
Yep.
And checks who is around in the camp.
Okay. So, let's see. As of right now, Spencer wakes up. If everyone was taking shifts, well, for consistency's sake, we'll say Whackbat's there. Makes things simple. But,
okay.
They're just
I
vibing.
mean, Whackbat has laryngitis. They're not talking this time.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to sort of have them sort of go tally ho and off into the forest to go hunting, and it would be like, oh, they'll come back.
No,
could happen too.
I mean that.
Oh, I know. Roll a 1d6 and decide what they do.
Oh god.
Oh,
Oh
dear.
boy.
Here
we go.
Like they can have laryngitis either way, but I just want something to happen.
Yeah, then they're croaking tally ho.
Yeah, it's what AK would want.
It is what AK would want. You're correct.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, cool. Love you.
I
AK.
remember AK's suggestion from a couple weeks back.
Mm.
All right. So, they're the professor seems a bit just they're looking a bit not well. Just
Under the weather.
under the weather, yes. And
no.
they when they do manage to speak it sounds very rough and forced. And not like the doctor you're familiar with at all.
Oh, very, very quickly, sort of, I've pull out the base medical kit, and I'm like, I'm really sorry about this, Whackbat. You've come down with a touch of quite pronounced laryngitis. Seen it before. Might be the climate. I've got this for you. It's quite good. The side effect is that you won't be able to speak for the next 24 hours. I hope that's okay.
Well,
And
chin
I-
up.
Yeah. And what they drink is actually because Spencer's had a quite used to suffer from quite bad coughs after an unfortunate period on a desert planet, has
Mhm.
devised a quite a nice it's essentially a really good cough medicine.
Ah.
But it actually works with your preferred memory of drink. So you take it and it basically works with what you remember for like olfactory taste, like your taste
Hmm.
sensation. So the best thing you've ever tasted drink wise, that's what this tastes like.
Ooh.
And it works by you have to sniff it. You sniff it first, and Jameson has told Whackbat that he needs to sniff it first to actually take that in initially to clear up his sinuses, which is bullshit. It's a psychosomatic thing.
Yep.
But in doing so, the minute Whackbat tastes it, it tastes like the best thing he's ever drank in his entire life.
Whackbat tastes it, downs it pretty quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and just looks pleased.
Yeah.
Attempts to say something and nothing happens. Like
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
open their mouth to say something and then look
Nothing
a little
comes out.
concerned.
Yeah, and then I say, it's fine, it does that. Your throat's fine, your vocal cords are fine. You just don't have the volume down. Is the easiest way to put it.
You're on mute.
But you're absolutely you're absolutely fine.
And he just
Uh,
nods, looking less uneasy. Just nods, and that seems to be it for the most part.
cool. I put
and
that. I put that away.
They look a bit
I've,
tired, and they decide to
Ooh.
sit down and have them a nap. And they do
Oh,
right
yes.
that they'll catch up.
Mm. Oh no problem at all. No problem at all.
We're gonna do them asleep, and yeah, that's how that goes.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Gonna get over all of my, and the doctor is there to help them and is also being quiet, and I'm gonna write my way out of all the plot holes and continuity errors.
Well, if it works for Stephen King, it'll work for you.
Oh,
I
Come on,
learned it from
King!
watching you, Steven!
Stephen King.
oh my god.
How do they get out of this one, Stephen? Fucking Aquaman.
All
Okay,
right.
So now Skeletor is critiquing Stephen King on our RPG stream. Yay.
Yes.
Hey! Meh.
All right. So,
Oh.
meanwhile, back at the collection, I keep almost calling you Lysithia, and we'll get past that together.
It's a process. It's a process.
Yes, Yersinia. That's it. Yersinia receives a missive in that ever so typical collection way.
Just I'm presuming a tube shows up.
Yep, you hear that chime that you always hear. And, there's a brief flash of light from something that should not have light inside of it. The usual.
Yes, the usual.
This time it's inside one of your books.
It's like, well, that's wonderful. That's dandy. All right. All right, what is it this time? I've got research to do, not that anybody cares about that, but fine.
And, you open it to the tube, care of
Yeah.
Yersinia, Yersinia,
Clymenus.
Clymenus.
And it's got the instructions, correct, where I'm supposed to go.
Yep. It does. This note is written in the most chipper way you've ever fucking seen, and it's a little weird. Most of the notes
It's
are
incredibly
very...
weird, especially given who it's addressed to, which we'll get to.
Oh yeah, no. Like, most of the notes are very dry and, utterly devoid of any personality. So it's like, congratulations, Yersinia Clymenus, on your reassignment to a new team.
And it's like, well, and then it's like, have a nice day, and it's
Yup.
fuck this place.
It's specific.
Like, if it weren't for how useful you are, I'd try to burn you down.
You almost in the back of your mind, the pages, a sudden gust of air blows through a few, like the area you're in, and some of the pages on the books turn, but in a way that sounds almost like laughter. Almost, you'd swear.
Deep breath, compose the self. All right, here we go. I'm
Arkrat,
going
what's the door
to-
lady's name?
Where the fuck is this? What the fuck? You know, and you know, Yersinia is walking down hallways looking for what's her face.
Yep,
Where's what's her face? I
What
guess
is
I
what's her
have to
face?
go.
fuck. I'm
We
gonna
can just
put
call
this
her
in.
what's her face because that's what Yersinia is going to call her.
Shit, that is what Yesenia is going to call her, you're right. Okay, yes, you make your way to the
Yes.
desk of What's-Her-Face in the middle of the door hall.
Lean over. I've got a new assignment. Apparently, where do I go?
She looks at, like, after giving you, like, a full 30 seconds before even acknowledging that you're there, finally looks up from her newspaper, folds it crisply, places it on the desk, removes the out to lunch sign from her nameplate, and then lights up a cigarette and just says, "Ah, yeah. May I see the missive, please?"
I hand it over.
Excellent, excellent. Looks through it. She's like, "Ah, yes. That door right over there." And the door starts opening ominously.
Yersinia looks ominously at the door. The door stops trying to be that ominous.
Perfect. I love this character already.
Don't try to. And you know, as she's walking through the door, she just kind of like leans on the jam and politely says, "Don't try to be scarier than a sister of the sepulchre. It's never going to happen," and walks out.
The last thing you see before the door closes behind you is the woman placing her out to lunch sign back on her nameplate, putting her feet back up on her desk and reading her paper.
All right. So,
And
Yersinia walks through the void or whatever it is.
and then for Havelock and Jameson, a strange a door seems to sort of bloom into existence like a flower unfurling on a tree. And that door opens slowly, ominously. Yin is playing a new character, yes, Moogle. Slowly, ominously, with just the right hint of smoke and bright enough light that all you see is a silhouette at first.
And then as the silhouette walks out further, you realize that the silhouette still is kind of a silhouette because the person you're looking at is wearing all black.
Yep.
And not only all black, they've got a hood with a full face veil. Basically, this is the Ghost of Christmas Future's goth phase, and it's walking towards you.
It's amazing. However, before the door apparates, you do hear the chime of the collection. And so Havelock, for their bit, Havelock just looks over expectantly.
And Jameson kind of looks up at this, knows kind of what's happening, and goes back to what they're doing.
And Yersinia kind of just stands there. She looks around, goes, "Ugh, humidity," and then looks at the two of you. So we've got. I'm reporting for something with someone for some reason. I'm guessing it's this group, because if it's not this group, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do.
It will be us, I imagine. You'll want to report to that gentleman and point at Havelock and go back to what I'm doing with a grin on my face.
Havelock just looks baffled for a moment and then looks to...
And I've turned
smoothly.
Yeah. I just carry on. I make myself busy with like packing up supplies, doing the best to look like I'm helping the group but not leading. So enjoy that one, Havelock.
Fuck! Havelock like looks in almost blind panic for a moment, realizes they're the only one around. It's like, okay. Welcome, welcome. I'm Havelock Chamberlain.
And I am Yersinia Clymenus,
A pleasure to
The-
meet you.
Necromancer Prime to the Sisters of the Sepulchre. I suppose technically I'm defrocked, but none of them are here to argue with me, so isn't that fun? And it's right at this moment that Yersinia reaches up, pulls the veil off, pulls the hood back, and you're left looking at this very tall, very thin, again, completely black clad. And the outfit, if you look at it closely, you notice it's definitely got that nun cut to it, as
Huh.
it were. Very obviously religious attire. Big, like white collar that goes out to the shoulders and up right under the neck.
Yup.
Her
Hmm.
hair is cut short. It's not like all the way tonsured, but it's like right at about jaw level. It is a
Mhm.
very odd shade of like paled out gray. It's not gray the way hair normally goes gray. A little here, a little there. It's gray like somebody sucked color out of her. And her skin is she's pretty pale, though it looks like, again, there's something weird. The color's a little the color dialing in is funny on this person. She's got some large silver earrings. She's got some very large dramatic silver rings on gloves. On
Of
the outside
course,
her
she
gloves.
wears rings over gloves. Of course.
Well, of course. You have to be able to see them, and she's not taking her gloves off.
God, I love how extra this bitch is already.
Oh, yes.
This is the best.
I think you
Carry
said
on.
the same thing when you made Havelock, to be fair.
It's
Okay.
true. I love characters that are
then-
just so extra.
On top of this, she kind of shrugs the cape that she's got on, the one that her hood's attached to,
Mhm.
off her shoulders, and you realize that weird bandolier across her chest, that's not a bandolier. Those are the arms of a skeleton that is coiled around her waist with its skull leaning over her shoulder in like this bizarre lover's embrace. And
Havelock's
it's right
eyes.
then that the eyes light up, and the head moves and also focuses in on Havelock.
Havelock's eyes
Does-
go a bit unfocused for a moment, and they just smile quietly to themselves.
Was that Rocky in the background there?
Yes, that is Rocky in the background.
Excellent.
It's
Rocky's
that.
the voice of the skeleton.
I was going to say that is now the sound of the skeleton.
I am really tempted to voice the skeleton like Skeletor.
Oh
Please
my
do,
god,
please do.
yes!
Continuing though, so Yersinia kind of smiles back, and there's something a little weird in that smile. It's a friendly smile, and it does go all the way to the eyes, but it's maybe too friendly.
Oi! Welcome, Wasby.
Hey, Wasby. Welcome,
Yay.
welcome, welcome.
So you are the leader of this little band, hmm?
Leader. Leader is a very funny word for anything I do, but,
It's hilarious they let him be a leader at all, but there you have it.
thank you, Jameson, ever the
Oh, you're
supportive
You're
comrade.
welcome, boss. You're welcome, boss. I'll just get on with things back here.
Boss.
Havelock visibly cringes at the word boss.
Yep. Can I get a roll for psychic damage?
Fuck you.
Yersinia kind of glances back at Jameson and then back at Havelock, and she kind of and like the smile definitely migrates into territory.
Oh boy. Fun.
So we've got a designated leader, and I guess if you're calling him boss, you're the designated follower.
I'm all manner of guide and necessary acquirer and handyman, as it were. I shoot first, ask questions later. In many regards, when it comes to doing orders and stuff. So if there's anything you need at all, I am at your disposal.
Well, you know what they say, jack of all trades, master of none. What are we doing here?
The second half of that is more like getting ready for a lot of different things. We're finding a box lantern of sorts. Havelock has more of the details, but essentially vampires, necromancers, werewolves, oh my.
No wonder I got mailed over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We believe
So-
the Soul Gaze Lantern be an ancient relic of this place, and the collection wants it collected.
Soul Gaze Lantern, what does it do? Has the collection bothered to tell you? I know sometimes it's reticent on details.
It's more than a bit reticent, but from what I've managed to gather from local legends and rumors here, and the knowledge of that Stitcher I may or may not have ripped the mind out of, it seems it's believed to give complete control over the undead in a very specific sort of way, and can capture a geist and subsequently force it back into a body.
Well, that's fascinating,
Hmm.
given that that's something I technically can already do, but we'll talk more about that some other time.
That's a unique ability.
The skeleton suddenly turns its head on by the way, Yersinia is moving while this is going on. She paces because that's what she does.
Of course.
She's got her back to you. The skeleton head flips around at a 180 to look at Havelock and says, "You have no idea."
Oh. I
Hmm.
take it this is a friend of yours, Yersinia?
Friend, this is the skeleton, by the way. Friend, more like, at which point Yersinia just kind of casually plucks the skull off by the eye sockets the way you might grab a bowling ball and kind of shakes the skull back and forth. It's like, yes, this is Mithraia.
Mithraia.
She
Pleasure
is my
to-
servant, my armor, my weapon, and she does what I say, doesn't she? While this is going on, the skull's lower jaw is clacking open and shut at a rapid and uncomfortable rate.
Hmm.
When she says, "Am I right?" She ceases to shake the skull's jaw snaps shut, and the skull is silent, at which point Yersinia pops Mithraia's skull back onto the rest of the skeleton.
Havelock looks concerned. Just generally concerned about things.
Yersinia smiles at this again. There's that smile. It's not a good feeling kind of smile.
Yay. Oh, I feel dirty.
I can help with that, or I can cleanse that. Depends what you're looking for.
Hooray. Anyway.
So you're all about the spirit and control thereof, says Spencer as he's getting things ready.
Technically, my skills are supposed to run in two directions. I can summon you a ghost, or I can summon you a corpse. I'm not technically supposed to be able to summon them both together, but let's just say I take the tenets of my order kind of loosely.
As long as you can clean up afterwards, I'm sure it's fine.
Useful talents
So-
are useful.
So that's mastery of the necromantic arts.
Yes, very much so.
Well, as they say, jack of all trades, master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. And goes on with getting things ready.
I could get used to this group.
Well, we're just breaking camp.
We've got to head on to find a specific vampiric family, one of the few that apparently will speak to us without either trying to eat us or sell us into slavery, which, you know, is always nice. The name of that particular family, and sort of going through the notes and everything. Sidebar, DM, what was the name of the family again?
The Stromkirks?
It was the Stromkirks. Oh, Stromkirk area.
Yep, Stromkirks that's the clan.
That's the clan. The Stromkirk clan. Are you familiar
Or
with them
house,
at all in
what they
anything
call
you've read?
themselves.
No, I don't come from the world, but if we're looking for vampires, I might be able to help with that. Do we have an idea of where they're based? Do we have a map, or do we
Indeed.
need assistance on that front?
Present the map. It's meant to be around this area here. Beyond that, we haven't been able to get anything. Most people have either been too afraid about them, but this cartographer that we got them from had a general sense of the area. Nobody, and I do mean quite literally nobody, has been able to give us any more information than that, I'm afraid.
Well, here's the thing. I can't tell you specifically where they are, but if you need to find vampires, you've got a bloodhound in me.
Perfect.
I can smell the dead, and they count. So, if we're all
Oh.
ready to move out, I might be able to point us in the right direction. Or at least the most direct direction.
All right. Havelock steps a bit closer. Seeming particularly fascinated with Mithraia.
Mithrai's skull kind of orbits around to look at Havelock.
Oh,
I just got this.
Arcrat.
Yeah,
This is
I just
cute.
got this impression of like the Nithraia essentially like turning incredibly slowly and just sort of like sound of like almost like a winding sound.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
like
yeah. Clack, 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 clack.
yeah.
Perfect.
Break the handles they're not supposed to go at.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it.
Ah,
Yersinia goes, if you're trying for a staring contest, I'm afraid that is the thing that she will win at.
Jameson just sort of laughs in the background.
Havelock smiles and is like, no, just... Ah. Interesting.
She is a rare specimen. As far as I know, she's the only one of her kind.
The
At least the
only
only successful example of her form.
skeleton? Havelock looks very
No.
confused.
No, she's the only example of a permanently fused soul and body.
Ah, so this is our original skeleton.
Yes.
Ah, how
she
interesting.
is all of one piece. What you can't see here, I've got down in a bag inside of my robes.
Intriguing. So you just carry the skeleton of this person around because...
She's very handy.
I'll take your word for it. Well, it's been a pleasure to meet you, Mithraia. I look forward to working together.
The head kind of rotates back around. No words are said. She only talks when she wants to.
Havelock looks mildly put out, but only for a moment.
Or more to the point, she only talks when I want her to.
I see. Well, we all have our conditions. Havelock looks down at the book.
Yes, I did notice that. It looks like I'm not the only one carrying something rather unique in this group.
Yeah. Also, when Havelock does get a bit closer to you, reeks of death.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Because
Yup.
from Yersinia's perspective, she can smell death, but it's not the typical sort of thanic energy death. It's something different, and it's something like it's like a battery. It's like it's never going to wind down.
Mm-hmm.
Like the burned out hull of a dead star, it's still there.
Yup. Something
And
about
she's
Havelock puts
certainly
you in
interesting.
mind of voltaic energy.
Yes. It's one of the reasons Yersinia seems kind of, again, that weird, unsettling smile that keeps following Havelock around.
Hooray. All right. But yes, we should head out. It's going to be Havelock just looks with unashamed, naked loathing on their face at this mountain pass. It's going to be a very long hike.
You'll need this then, and hands back the rope again to Havelock to tie around it, and to Yersinia is like we've had to use some more basic. Oh, I missed what was said there. I was trying to find the name.
Swill's scent of death. Character description of of the way Yersinia smells death. She can pick out the notes like a fine wine.
Notices your gravy wavy.
Oh,
God
no.
damn it!
Ooh,
Ooh boo.
ooh boo. I like it. Ooh boo. Ooh boo. So yeah, hands the rope to Yesenia and goes, "We've had to do things a little more basic than we'd like, going around this path, but it's been necessary.
Am I supposed to hold on to this, tie it to myself?
Tie it to yourself. We move about 10 feet apart from each other. We have these, hands the I've forgotten what they were called as well, which is always fun. The rail spikes.
Yeah.
So I hand 5 rail spikes to Yesenia, and it's like, and these are for additional grip should you need them, unless, of course, you have something within your arsenal that allows you to grip yourself to the earth in an unnatural way.
She glances Mithraia. We'll see what I need, but I'll take them for now.
Of course,
also, rather
of course.
than tie the rope around herself, she simply sticks it into the grip of the skeleton hands clasped over her bosom.
Perfect. Perfect.
Neat.
That's one way to get to grips. That's one way to get to grips with things. So rope is tied. Is Whackbat still with us? Have they gone away, or are they gone off to the field?
Whackbat, as far as you can tell, when the door opened, I'm gonna say Whackbat and the doctor stepped through. The doctor supporting Whackbat, yeah, as they
Okay.
Yeah, just looking like he needed to lie down.
That's fair. It's like, well, if it's just the 3 of us, it's 40 foot of rope, so we can move a little closer to 15 feet away and still be fine.
All right. Sounds
wonderful.
Good. Hey, Sue. Hey, it was a line that was set up. I don't want any of this, oh my god, Kraken trap thing, okay? Fine. Sure. You've all known me long enough to know how this works.
It's
Puns
true.
and innuendo across the board, anytime, any place, twitch.tv/Arkwright.
That's the thing. Basically, he does puns until people pay him to stop.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I should absolutely make that like
a reward.
A GoFundMe.
Oh my god.
So I have to reach a certain goal
Make that
every
a bit
month.
reward. You just stop making puns for a little while.
Yeah. It's actually like, if you help me meet my bills for the month, no more puns for that month.
Yes, I like this. This is good.
Perfect.
We'll see how effective that is.
I fucking love doing this stream. It is my favorite.
Awesome. So, marching order for this one?
Do you want to put the Bloodhound in the front, or shall I just stay in the middle?
I guess as a sidebar, because it depends what your
Havelock does conveniently remember something. He's like, the thing about your bloodhounding of death, may not be quite as handy as you imagine it to be this time.
Interesting. How
I did a bit of hunting through some old books in town and hearing rumors here and there, and the one thing about this place that's a bit strange is their vampires aren't undead in the traditional sense.
Indeed.
Elaborate. It's not magic or a curse. It seems to have been an alchemical thing, a sort of transformation into something.
But they still have blood about them. Yes, they're vampires. They still digest blood. They still have blood on stuff.
They still drink and digest blood, but they still have blood of their own as well.
So, however, question, does this, again, they consume, the fact that they do consume blood might still work for us. Because even if they are not dead, their prey will be.
That's fair.
There's corpses wherever they are.
If need be as well, if you happen...
smell corpses.
If need be as well, I mean, is it quite literal in terms of blood hunting? If you know you're looking for a specific type of blood, can you find that?
I suppose technically I could. I've never really... All death is both... Things all smell unique and they all smell different. It's hard to exactly explain. When I say smell, this isn't just smell. This is other senses that I've got.
Of course.
I suppose the only thing we can do is try, and especially if you do have a sample, that's always going to be an option, shall we say.
Not right now, but if we run into one of the clan, we can maybe see about obtaining some.
Procure something? Yes, that might work.
Definitely.
But I suppose
Hmm.
the only thing we can will only know when we try. So shall I try and see if I can fire up the more interesting of my abilities? Or
Absolutely.
The more
I don't see
protracted?
why not.
All right,
I'll
so
keep
what should
a-
I roll for this?
I'm going to keep a lookout while this is going on, just in case anyone decides that they like the look of what's happening.
That makes sense. All right. Let's see. So you're specifically trying to scent out.
Yeah, I'm trying to basically your Cydia's ability, her ability to scent death. She's sniffing for, and again, there's always kind of the background noise of death because there's death everywhere.
Yep.
But she's looking for relatively recent human corpses
Hmm.
and any signifying sense of blood and putrefaction, because what she's figuring is that even if they're alchemically generated,
Mm-hmm.
this process isn't going to be complete and perfect. There's going to be some kind of putrefaction going on, or the stalling of putrefaction, which has its own scent, like a body that's been
Stagnation.
embalmed.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Embalmed.
she's looking for that kind of thing.
Embalmed isn't a bad description of it.
Yeah.
Their skin
That's
is
kind of what
cold and
she's figuring.
deathless, but
Yeah.
not. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they're not. They're more from the sound of it, they're almost more like the way they describe the vampires in Anne Rice, where they've got skin like marble that just stays. They don't change at all.
Yeah, that's kind of it with them.
So she's basically looking for that. She's looking for the smell of a embalmed corpse or a body that can't rot, which has its own smell.
Yep.
So what do you want me to roll for it? Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Use this damn thing.
That's fair. That's fair. The command for it is /R space one number of dice D whatever number of sides the dice have. Yeah.
That's also a really obscure and difficult to find subreddit.
Moving on.
Anyway.
/R moving on is a subreddit.
God damn it. Anyway. I'd say roll 2d6 and take the best.
2d6. Use a 6 and not a 7. That would be unhelpful. There we go.
Perfect.
So
yes.
There we go.
All right.
So we get a 5.
Yeah. Oh, you rolled the best you rolled was a 4.
Yeah, the best I rolled was a 4. Yes.
Yep.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. All right. So, 4 is just a flat yes. So, you pick up something. It's different, but feels like you're on the right. The right track. A sort of timeless, lack of putrefaction, almost sterile. It has an almost chemical tang to it.
There's the abject lack of the bacteria, the abject lack of the bacteria that should be causing putrefaction.
Yes.
A corpse should rot, and the reason a corpse rots, of course, is because of all the bacteria left in any human body.
Mm-hmm.
But there's none in these.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's also the backdrop of active death as well.
Yeah,
in the area.
There's the backdrop of
death.
there's
a lot of blood.
Yeah, more than a small hint of blood.
Right.
And that is what you smell. And it's definitely coming for it's just wafting from the mountain pass that you have to work your way through.
Sorry, Rocky's yelling.
Nah, you're fine.
That's the sound of the wind through the passes.
Oh, gods. It is now.
It's a rocky mountain after all.
Oh,
Gods
no.
damn it.
Yes. Drink it in.
So Yersinia obviously relates what she smells in the most bizarre sommelier with a glass of fine port kind of way. And she asks, so it seems, again, it will get stronger the closer we get, I presume.
Mm.
I'd imagine.
So at this point, shall we just progress in this direction and follow my nose?
That sounds
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like a plan. And
Cue the hiking montage.
Havelock
Dun,
for their part before
bum,
everything
bum,
starts.
Oh.
Just before we start the hiking montage, Havelock is like weapons checks. Don't want to get ambushed by more of whatever the hell those things were.
When you say those things, what do you mean? While you're saying this, Yersinia kind of, again, she pulls back one of the many layers. Her dress has like, it's weird. There's
Too
pockets
many
and
layers.
It's very strange. And she pulls out a bag, and then out of the bag she pulls out a femur.
Havelock looks at it, looks perplexed for a brief moment, shrugs, and then returns to checking their own weapons, which
I
are...
don't know why they look perplexed. They're probably more than used to seeing like parts of bones used in rituals.
Oh yeah, no, it's just an entire intact femur. And it was specifically when Havelock said weapons checks, and they're just like, whatever, none of my business. Havelock's entire attitude about all of this is none of my business, consenting adults and all that.
Okay.
Yersinia by the way, in holding the femur, you see the femur gradually elongate and sharpen and develop what looks like kind of a hilt towards one end.
Ooh,
nice. You might need 2 of those, and Jameson stops for a minute and starts to, on their hand, create an image of what they fought previously. An image of which is in general for you to look at.
God damn it!
Yeah, no, it's. No, like hear me out. See, I described like a tentacled amalgam horror. And then Arkrat's like, oh, so like this! And then I decided that we were rolling with it, and now it has bonus bullshit powers. Because this thing is wretched.
Yeah, and yet we still managed it with minimal damage because my dice were on my side for that one.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, here's hoping.
It was a time. But yeah,
it was a hell of a time. Yeah, you threw everything in the kitchen sink at it, and the dice were like, "Cool, here's the success."
Yeah, I know. I decided to give them a couple of fun, interesting powers that I thought would be neat, and yeah, it turns out they didn't matter too much.
Conjuring is the evil hybrid of that and this.
Kinda, yeah. See, that was more along the lines of what I was going for, but you know. This is just as horrible, honestly.
Yeah, I got to try out one of the void bullets that I've got, so that and it worked.
Wonderful.
Yeah, they worked great.
Mm-hmm.
In response to the, you might need 2. Yersinia points out, I have 2. These are hers. She's got 2 legs. I can get the other one if I need it.
Sure. Well, there we are.
Havelock, meanwhile, is like specifically opens the revolver, like flips out the cylinder, like pours the bullets out into their hand, checks them all over. They're all covered in like weird marks that look pretty similar to the ones on Havelock's body, and just puts them all back in, closes the snaps the chamber back into place, gives it a spin just for kicks, and then puts away the revolver before checking the shotgun and making sure that the shells are in there.
Yersinia watches you do this and notes, it's like, so you're a package deal, aren't you? You, the book, the gun, the bullets, the tattoos, the whole shtick.
Well, the gun and the book were something of a package deal, yes. And the marks are certainly something.
It is something, indeed. Where on earth did you acquire something like that?
Specifically,
I mean,
if you'll believe this, a local library in Cairo.
I'm not sure where Cairo is, but I'll take it from you that it's the back of beyond.
No, just a place in a nation called... Anyway, it's where I'm from. I'm not from there, but it's in the world where I'm from.
Havelock, you're rambling again. Let's get on
yes,
with things.
yes, on with things. Yes.
Yes, let's get hiking, my favorite thing in the world.
Ah, yes, hiking. That thing I came to the Nebulous Collection to do copious amounts of.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there some teleportation powers you've been holding back on us, Havelock, that can take us to our destination right now?
I mean, we could
One
just
day,
be back
Jameson.
in the Nebulous Collection doing research, like probably some of us came there for.
Mm.
I didn't actually come there for that. I was chased. It's a long story. Moving on.
It's all right. Most of the Nebulous Collection's upper floor are. There's a point, though, where they require you to be sort of on the ground for a few things, and you're
This
here
is true.
because things have
Internships.
things turned a bit sideways. We need additional help. Additional powers are always welcome.
Especially sending the necromancer to fight the undead. I will at least grant the collection that it's not stupid in who it chose.
Mm-hmm.
You are probably here to quite literally turn the tide of battle if more necromancers appear.
Oh, yes.
Or at the very
To
least,
see what they're like in this world. They're all a little different in the multiverse.
we found two. I shot one of them in the balls to kill him.
That's interesting.
And there were two that
we
would
want to be hiking while we're
Oh yeah, we're hiking while we're having this
we
conversation.
We're discussing this as we're going on.
Yeah.
And the other two were seemingly a brother and sister that were quite happy just to hold us some form of dramatic battle on a hill. Weren't bothering anyone. It was kind of like watching theatre in a park. But there were two, from what Havelock had said. Stitches and Ghoulers was the other one?
Ghoul callers, yes.
Ghoul callers, thank you.
Ghoul callers summon up whatever bodies they can find and have a very quantity over quality type approach, whereas Stitchers will take the best parts from as many corpses as they can find and make a few super creatures.
So you've got hands-on versus flair for the dramatics.
Yes.
I see. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where we come from, typically you don't. Again, there's at least in my order, and I know that in different parts of the country, back whence I come, it can vary. You can have those who assemble larger bodies, but that's generally frowned upon, at least certainly by the standards of the Sepulchre. We're not supposed to mess up bodies any more than they're already messed, as it were.
Well, feel free to mess up them along here. The impression I got from getting up close and personal with the Stitchers is if you can do internal damage, do that, and they'll crumble within. The skeletons and the ghouls and everything, it's more a case of jumpstart what life they had, and it seems as if the body will disintegrate on its own merit, if they're anything to go with recent undead that we've encountered in the past. Beyond that,
jumpstart the life they had. Do you mean
as in the undead things that are wandering about, if their heart isn't actually beating, start their heart up again so that the life contradicts the anti-life and they cancel itself out?
That's an interesting one. That should work nicely.
Worked once or twice in the past. Very fucking messy to clean up, unfortunately.
Ooh, exploding head syndrome. I love it. Or exploding heart, technically.
Whichever one. Oh, sorry, nearly lost my footing there. Watch that part. Just carrying on.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
When she sees you slip, Yersinia kind of turns towards Jameson, and Mithrea offers one long, bony hand. Need a grip?
Oh, thank you. Yes. Anything and everything to get through here. Thank you very much.
The skeleton grips you by the hand, pulls you back onto the rock with a kind of frighteningly strong grip, kind of like sets you, makes sure you're settled, pats you on the shoulder, and then like resumes its grip.
I like it. Cool. Carry on.
Yes.
Just smiles at this and says nothing. And then just carries on. Let's see.
The cat's
this is where the
under the door.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no, they've come for you, Yin.
Kitty. I have to deal with him later. Continue, sorry.
No, it's
sorry,
fine.
you said Kitty and I immediately looked at chat.
All right. Yeah. This is where it's rather. All right, yeah, this climb is rather arduous. So
Mm-hmm.
let's do some dice rolls just for kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in general, how fit is everyone?
Yersinia is weirdly she's wiry strong. She's one of those skinny people who like looks like they're nothing but has like a death grip.
Yep,
And then obviously Mithraia is fairly strong unto herself.
that makes
And
sense.
by fairly strong I mean unnaturally for something that has no fucking muscle.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Havelock's expeditions border in the triple digits, so like in terms of bordering things, they're fairly well equipped for any challenges.
Havelock does what now?
I was
No,
gonna say,
Havelock. I mean Jameson. Sorry. No. Today, no. You know what? Today I am No, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, God.
Jameson
New
is
name has been
Jameson.
assigned. You are now Havelock Chamberlain. Wait, what?
Yeah. It's like, oh, I kind of liked your name, so I'm going with it today. Hope that's all right, Chamberlain.
Oh my god.
What?
No. So yeah, Spencer has been on like countless expeditions, so like they've got a decent grip for the purposes of this.
Okay. Good. Havelock, for their part, is wirier
You
than
are right.
expected, but like
Judging
most
by
of
your
it
diminished
is.
physique and large forehead, you are suited for nothing but scholaring.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So you have the strength consistency of unwet pasta.
Yeah, it's not the best. The book does their bit. Like, if they need to hold on, like Death Grip hold on to something, you know,
That can be arranged.
that can be arranged, but under normal circumstances, no, Havelock is not what most would call athletic. So yeah, you two roll 2d6 and take the best,
2d6 and take the best. Let's
while I will just roll 1d6. Oh boy!
Let's see. I'm shitty. at
Okay,
this, oh
cool.
God.
Oh. Oh boy.
I forget what the numbers are every
Oh
week.
fucking boy!
Like what? So
Okay.
For everyone in the
Odds.
benefit of the chat and
So
also
Yes, yes.
also us, what
Alright.
are these? What are the
Numbers.
Yes, but no buts.
Yes, yes. So the numbers are odds are no's and evens are yeses.
Okay.
And the lower the number, generally the worse it is. So like a
Well,
2
fuck.
is a yes but, whereas a 6 is a yes and vice versa. Like a 5 is a no but, as in like here's
What's a
an
3?
a 3 is just a flat no.
Oh, that's fun.
So everyone, yeah. Let's see. However, because this roll system can be a little weird sometimes. So, God damn it, lost me. Fuck.
So we're all screwed, but we aren't that screwed.
Yeah, no, we've
There
been
might
at
be
it a
a
little
reach
while.
around at some point.
Ooh, fun.
Mhm.
But yeah, in all seriousness, what ends up happening is like, the air just starts getting, you know, a bit thinner the higher up you go. The entire area is pretty mountainous to begin with, so you've been gradually climbing for a while, but, you know, once you start getting on the switchbacks, the footing's getting pretty treacherous. It's just a bit rough, and, you're all just feeling a bit not distracted. You're all feeling a bit,
Altitude sick, which
Yeah.
sucks if you've never
Altitude.
been altitude sick.
yeah, altitude sickness and just plain it's not great. And it's the exact point where Havelock, looking like they've already, you know, everyone else is starting to look beleaguered. Havelock has looked this way for the last hour or so, and eventually just calls it's like, we should take a rest for a moment or two. friends.
Hmm? Oh, all right, all right.
You turn around, you realize that Yersinia has been supporting herself with, like, she's pulled more bones out of somewhere and she's been using them like
A
a
walking
couple
stick.
of walking sticks
Yes.
to like
Mhm,
stabilize
mhm.
herself. She definitely just kind of hits the deck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like Havelock finds a nearby, nice flat-looking rock and sits their ass down.
Mm-hmm.
Is it snowy up here?
No, but it is getting pretty fucking cold. It's
Yeah,
not quite
okay.
snowy yet. As you look up, you start to see it's getting snowy up there. Looks like, fuck.
This is going to really be a time, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I miss... I'll never complain about the filing cabinet again. I miss the library.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Jameson
Let
is
me know
tired
if
by
I
the
have to-
virtue. Sorry.
Go for it, Jameson.
I was going to say Jameson is normally is okay with the past, but has progressively realized that as you two have become more and more exhausted, they have sort of been dragging everybody, and the additional weight has started to weigh them down a little. It's like,
Oh God.
it's like,
Jameson's been trying to keep up a good pace, and everyone else is just
Yeah.
kind of getting half dragged along.
yeah, and it's like, well, if you'd said about Havelock, if you'd said about a quarter of a mile back there, we could have stopped.
I didn't want to ruin the pace for everyone. Not very sporting of me.
You're not Whackbat. You don't have to worry about sporting for anything.
Fair enough. Let's have some lunch.
Mm.
And at that,
Sort of
Havelock, yeah, Havelock does look to Yersinia as like, we have plenty of preserved goods for food,
Mhm.
and lots of water. Very important, the water.
Passing out canteens to people who want them, and pack rations as well.
Yersinia kind of just looks up. She is obviously not. She's not having a good time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, the sepulchres at sea level. I've read about this kind of thing, but I've never gotten to experience it.
It's
Mithraea, you go get the water, get the food. And as she says this, the skeleton disengages from her body. The rest of the skeleton comes out from somewhere.
perfect.
And the skeleton just trots over, grabs the canteen, grabs the food, and brings it all back, and then just kind of sits down next to her
Oh god.
owner, mistress.
Unclear.
Food
Controller?
provider.
Oh fuck! Oh no! Oh, I've just had a
What?
terrible. Now I've got fucking Metal Gear stuff stuck in my head, and a part of
no.
me is like, Havelock. You might have gotten some rations as part of your fucking thing for the like journey out, and I swear to, there are calorie mate bars in there.
Oh my god.
There are calorie mates in there.
I immediately throw those at the nearest pigeon and shoot it. I turn back to Havelock and it's like, you have no idea how dangerous and wrong that thing is. The Cameos Moranta.
As Havelock is like halfway through eating one of the calorie mates, and is like, there.
I immediately take it and destroy it.
What?
Immediately take it from destroy it, and like you need to get rid of that right now. And
What?
Yersinia
Havelock.
just tosses the bar to Mithraea, who yeets it into the mountain pass.
Yeah. And I force Havelock to have I've got a couple of vomiting pills, so immediately like 2 vomiting pills and wait for him to throw up.
Swallow it.
And the minute the Caloria Mate hits the ground, it actually burns acidically into the ground. It goes, oh.
Havelock is just looking at that in fucking horror.
Little like,
Mhm,
ghosts,
mhm.
like the bloodborne
Yeah,
messengers
yeah.
come up out of it.
Yeah. It is part of the race known as Pajero Ghost Star.
Oh my god.
Havelock is just looking in horror, and then is like,
Yep.
"Oh, great." And
On to the
then
rations, that's new.
Love you,
Then-
Pidge.
then proceeds to. Oh my god. Someone clip that for Paige. Oh, it'll be so good. Um, anyway,
If somebody knows when Pidge's birthday is,
yes, it's so good.
Caloria Mate, the most deadly thing in the Nebulous
deadliest prey.
connection. Yeah, the deadliest prey.
Yeah, I thought we were having like a fun adventure. No, I've realized that this is just a comedy RP, and I'm very okay with it. So, all right. So at that,
I carefully
Yep.
check through the rations to make sure there are none anymore, and then I give other food out to be consumed.
yeah. For their part, Havelock does fuck it, they've had this the entire time. They've had like a little, like as a part of their backpack thing, they've had this little, they just, it's one of those old like leather backpack type deals. But
Kitty.
welcome, Kitty.
Hey, Kitty, you just missed us taking on the
most
monstrous
dangerous.
the Caloria Mate.
It's the most dangerous thing we've
prey.
encountered so
Mhm,
far.
yeah. Kitty, you gotta let us know if you're just gonna talk to yourself, though. You know.
Oh,
So
oh
it's
my
like,
god.
Sup nerds, you know.
So what does Havelock get out of their pack?
Yep. They do. Take out what looks like this very. I'm trying to figure out how to describe it well, and it's kind of just like a. It's very well padded, and when they open it, it's very clear why. It's like sort of individual bands to hold in place like a few like potions and things. And they
Interesting.
Yep, they do take a few they take 3 of the vials out, and it's like this weird, almost glowing blue color. And he hands one of them to each of you. And it's like, this should help with the worst of the exhaustion and the anaerobic, the air that we need more of. That thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Jameson pockets theirs for safekeeping.
Should be if the
kind of looks at hers, pops it into one of the and also pops it into one of the multitude of pockets.
Havelock, for their part, immediately downs one, takes out another, and puts it in their pocket. And, like, immediately, like, they just take a really deep breath and they're like, oh, okay. Oxygen. Yes. Important. That. Okay. Didn't think we'd need these quite so soon, but that'll help.
Yersinia kind of glances at Mithraea, taps the pocket where the vial is, and informs the skeleton, you know that if I pass out, you have to pour that up my nose, right?
Oh no, Yin is quiet. Give me a moment.
What? Am I?
Yin is doing
Hi.
a quiet. Give me a moment, let me... Alright. I only fear this because possibly hazardous levels of volume, but let's do this. Mic checks.
Hello.
Hello.
Is anyone overwhelmingly loud or anything?
I think Kitty is secretly making it so that I am the quietest of the lot, and then they don't have to listen to me while they can hear you and Dean.
Oh no, I just, because I know, you and I have voices that tend to carry.
Yeah, mine's a little... I've got the mic, like, right by my mouth, so hopefully...
I was about
So
to say,
people
like...
have known this entire... Yeah,
Yeah,
people have
People.
known, like... It's that's really good, Sue, but it would have been really good to know in advance who has actually got a decent level of volume.
See, you remember when I had everyone do mic checks at the beginning of the stream? That would have been a great time to mention that
Yeah.
Yin was quiet.
Oh, boy.
Like...
Anyway, though,
Oh,
at least we
boy.
know now.
Yeah.
An hour and 20
didn't
minutes
realize- I
in,
didn't
we know
realize-
now.
I didn't realize. I just assumed it was Discord.
Okay, you know what? That's almost a fair point. However, counterpoint, I have
Yeah.
like 4 different volume mixers I can use.
Yeah, please, everybody,
Let us know.
Let us know. Let us know.
Communication is important in many relationships, especially this
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, well. That's an improvement. I wasn't here for the beginning and I've been
Been
too busy laughing.
You know
I
what?
mean,
That's fair.
Oh, cheers, Waspy, cheers. Like, I've been too busy laughing at you assholes.
Oh.
There we go.
All right. So, do we want another side? Yes, we do. All right. Let's continue. So, yeah, Havelock does down theirs before taking out another and putting it in their pocket, and then is like, all right, so. This should help. Also, it'll help settle your stomach if nausea or dizziness become problems. That sort of thing. It's just a mild sort of, well, ow. Thanks, condensation on twist-off bottle caps. That doesn't hurt at all. Havelock is, does say, like, I was trying for a good night's rest in a bottle. What I ended up with was more of a, you know, feel less shitty potion. Good night's rest is a hard thing to package and distribute, I must confess.
Yersinia kind of smiles, and then I'll save it for later if I really need it. In the meantime, she's eaten what little of her rations, and you notice that, like, again, there's some weird bird-like eating habits in this necromancer. Before she packs up whatever else she can. Again, everything goes into weird spots inside robes that don't make any fucking sense. It's not Euclidean geometry all over the way in there.
Hammer space!
And then she gestures to Mithraia, and initially what you think's going to happen is that Mithraia is going to go back to being the shoulder decoration that she's been up till now. But in this case, the skeleton kind of hoists Yersinia to her feet. And you notice that the skeleton fully standing is a little taller than Yersinia, actually. And Yersinia's not short.
So Havelock stares up at both of them. Standing at their heroic 5'9".
Yeah, no, Yersinia's about... She's probably about 5'11", 6 foot, and this skeleton is probably about 6'2".
And that's just the skeleton.
Exactly. But so
I mean,
as you watch these...
Sorry, technically every skeleton stands at a certain height?
Indeed. Moving on. The skeleton proceeds to disassemble. The ribs open up, and Yersinia literally steps up into the skeleton. Like... Basically, what you end up realizing is that she's just made herself, like, a set of that, like, climbing armor that you see in Death Stranding, like the leg supports and everything. The skeleton is gonna do the walking.
Havelock is just watching this, like, mouth agog for a moment. Like, oh. That is... quite something. Also, hello, Red Moon. Sorry. Didn't want to screw up the flow of anything. But hello, welcome. How are you? Sit down, help yourself to a calorie mate.
No. Caloria mate.
Caloria
mate. Yeah, that's what we defeated.
Yes. That most wretched of creatures. Oh, man. God, I love running this. I love it so much. All right. So, yeah, after like a good few minutes rest and some food and water in ya, things are a bit better. Everyone starts to feel a little less like garbage. Havelock,
Debatable when looking at Yersinia, but it doesn't matter because the skeleton's gonna do the walking.
exactly. Havelock also does take out this very fancy box. It's a very small box about the size of a cigarette case, and it slides the top sideways a bit, and it's his Coke box. He takes out his bump
cocaine.
spoon, and he does a bump or two of that. It's like, nothing like some of that for the nerves. So, feeling positively radiant. Let's get started. And just puts it away.
Yersinia kind of watches this, kind of like she might want to ask for some, but she just can't be arsed at this moment.
Yep. Havelock does notice Yersinia staring for a moment, and then looks down at it, looks at her, and holds out the box and spoon.
And Yersinia takes it and helps herself.
Awesome. Yay!
Hands it back.
Coke buddies.
Okay. Hopefully this will mean I won't have to throw up while this is going on.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was messy the last time.
Nausea's not a problem here. Nausea goes right away. And,
Notably, when you hear her say this time, you notice that she glances up at Mithraia with kind of the facial expression of somebody who's trusting their least favorite underling to get a job done. If you
Lol.
bounce me around this time, I swear to God, I'll fling us both off the cliff.
Oh,
I
don't
can
do
do
that.
that.
It would be...
I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, but it would be hard to retrieve you, and also we're all attached, so... Maybe don't do that.
Valid.
I mean, you're still attached. I unhooked us when we set up camp.
Set up.
Well, we've stopped and
on.
we've been
Yeah.
here sitting and eating things, or have we literally been pressed against the side of a wall while we've done all this?
Oh, no, we've been sitting eating. There's been a nice little-ish area. Coke friends and
Yeah.
Coke friends are just...
Yeah.
Fiends
So
are
until
the left part.
in order
Friends and
in
Coke
order to do
fiends.
in order to do what we do properly,
That's fair.
we were unhooked so we could actually move about a little bit, kind of thing. If we're near the
Yeah.
edge, then you're on your own, kind of thing. But
Yep.
we won't be tied up in rope again until we set off.
That's fair.
Mm.
All right, so... Well, yes, that was a lovely lunch, and, after lunch is over, but before the journey proper begins again, Havelock does toast a cigar, to finish off the break with.
After the bump of cocaine,
Yep, cigar.
after the additional oxygen, they're going to take
Tobacco and
nicotine.
oxygen and
Yeah.
Coke. We're off to
Yeah.
a great start.
Oh yeah,
Mhm. OCT diet.
listen, Havelock is
Havelock has a problem.
yeah, kind of. Havelock has a bit of a problem. But, the book doing what it does prevents them from having any repercussions for that problem for now.
Okay, Huntress Havelock. Let's get on with
Alright, but yeah. Just trying to
Up
lead the
the mountain
party.
we go.
His face. Listen. Havelock never asked for this. This is
So I
gonna be
presume
a
we
fun
start
hike.
hiking.
Yep.
As you're going along, Yersinia goes, if I pass out, don't worry about it. She's on it.
Okay.
Points at Mithraia.
Sounds good. All right, and new heights on this mountain. He hasn't even gotten that high yet. The fun has only just begun, children.
But there sure is a lot of snow.
Oh
Mhm.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
so
If you know
very
what I
much
mean.
snow. Oh, I do.
Cocaine joke, and we carry on.
Drugs are
Alright.
bad, MK.
Yep. Now, I would never advocate using drugs in this channel. Never. stuck to that book and its various effects. Yeah, no, like there's Havelock. Wait, wait, what? How do all of you think cocaine works? That's not what cocaine does.
We don't know actually what's in that cigar, to be fair.
Oh, honestly, it was just gonna be tobacco.
Fair enough.
It could be pipe weed.
Oh
Let's
god.
go full Tolkien here.
Yup.
Don't know.
Moving
Don't do
on.
drugs.
Drugs, kids. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so carrying on along the mountain pass.
Mhm.
Well, I don't even know what Havelock's heart rate currently is at. Probably
it's
probably. I mean, you've got the buzz.
Havelock
taking
may
off-
be bleeding into their like
Yeah,
sclera.
it's
not.
Yeah.
it's not great.
Yeah.
It's not the best.
Mm.
If anyone, actually, as Havelock starts, exerting himself more and more, for the climb, they've got some pep in their step, and like it's going. They're going, but every now and then, between footsteps, if you're very quiet, there's this rapid sort of like quiet rapid sort of sound seems to be coming from Havelock.
Havelock, try not to enjoy yourself on the side of. Oh, your hands are above your waistline. What the
What?
hell are you doing?
Havelock turns around and their pupils are a little constricted, not terribly so, but a little. And they're like, "What do you mean?" And you realize that like as you look at them, like you can see the parts of their neck that are exposed. You can see like the vein
Veins.
pulsing, and you realize that sound is Havelock's heartbeat. It's
Oh,
a little
God.
quiet.
I see.
Notably, when you glance back, you can see by this point Yersinia is passed out. She's like, the eyes are back. The skeleton is doing all the walking,
Yeah.
and the skeleton kind of glances up, sees the way Havelock currently looks, and goes, "You look like Mithraia back during our study days. Watch your heart."
Havelock like suddenly feels their own chest is like oh right well I'll be fine regardless.
Really?
This you think the book would let me die?
Yes.
Buddy,
Yes,
I
I
wish.
I think at this point the book is just waiting for you to be the right kind of flavor, and then it will find someone to replace.
Don't be broke.
Broke?
What?
Oh my god.
Oh, I see. I see.
I'm having
Go.
too much fun. Just entirely too much fun doing all of this. All right.
So, with
Yeah.
the one-man band version of Train Spotting, we carry on along the wall.
Yeah.
So how long are we near the end of this pass? Are we like how
It's
long do we
been-
spend, I guess, going on this?
It's been quite a while. But yeah, you're nearing the end of it now. It's
Okay.
you did it. You did do the thing.
I like to think that this is what
Diddly did it.
I feel like this is what Havelock is saying to themselves.
Yup. Oh,
Yeah,
fucking
did it.
definitely. Havelock's like,
Okay.
"Ah,
I
did it."
immediately once we're by what time of day is it now?
It is late afternoon, bordering
Okay.
on evening.
Okay.
Mm.
I immediately scout for like somewhere we can set up camp that will be secluded.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, somewhere nice, and in Havelock's looking around. They're still a little twitchy, but like, it's been a while. You're no longer
You can't hear the heart rate anymore.
Moogle, that is an interesting question that I saw
No, the-
posed a while ago.
The book will get the book will just have a page which is italicized.
I'm just sitting here like, huh? If I get high and a cannibal eats
you.
me, will they also get high? Am I inedible? These are the questions.
I like that
Oh my
Ian
God.
laughed I like that Ian laughed at that one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I look for depending on what the options are, I'm looking for a cave or I'm looking for something secluded that is likely going to be something that we can camouflage a little, just somewhere that we can set up that's going to be also looking for on the other side of this pass, also having a look around to see if I can spot a town nearby. Just in case, like, if we're not too far from a town, we'll head there, kind of thing. If we're a lot further from a town, we will just find somewhere to set up to be safe.
Okay. You do know that the Stromkirk territory, like, it's not an empty wasteland. There's listen, it's an important question, okay, Wasby?
But so what's the landscape like? Are there ruined towns by any chance? Anything cool we could?
Let's see. The landscape is like fuck. Chat's got me entirely just too out of this is great. Sorry about that. Real life stuff for a moment. So, let's see. What is the landscape, right? That's a great question. Let's find out.
Are we thinking with a name like Stormkirk? Are we thinking like German mountain range type?
Oh yeah, the
landscape?
Stromkirk. Innistrad is all just like German Gothic. Like the architectural style, the culture, it's all very German Gothic.
On the one hand, I'm picturing lots of like beautiful like stucco and dark wood houses, lots of spooky stuff. I'm also picturing a lot of haunted lederhosen.
I imagine that all
Let's-
sex occurs here in a black and white filter.
It does now. Fuck.
Mhm.
It's good. It's real good.
Also, so while Jameson is looking around and while we figure out what the train's doing,
What we figure out what are you doing, landscape? What are you doing? Come on.
Yep. All right. So, landscape itself. I'm gonna say there's some like, you see some really. Fuck. No. I can't even make a joke about going to horny jail in my chat. This is my chat.
We'll probably find horny jail at the next town.
Yeah, the Stormkirks probably have a horny jail.
The Stromkirks probably do. So.
Kinky vampires. That's
One-
an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, that's
Wait, no.
redundant. Excuse me.
That's tautology. What do you mean?
It's nothing to do
Everyone
with
says
what
it
you
in
said.
Giddy
It's
Gets.
Look, it's nothing to do with what you said. It's emote choice.
Yup.
Oh my god.
I love this. Honestly, I'm really glad that chat feed shows up if you rewatch the videos because, like, it is half the fun of this channel. These channel, yes, it's half the fun of these channel.
I can English. What are you talking about?
Yup. Do you want to brain better? It's my
Not at
favorite.
this altitude, we aren't.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite dumb YouTube commercial I've gotten recently. Fuck that YouTube commercial.
Oh my god. All right.
So.
So.
Oh. Oh, crap.
2 channels. 2 channels.
Okay. What does the fucking terrain look like?
Yeah, right, the terrain, yes. Okay.
Where's
Ooh.
the haunted yodeling lederhosen?
Kitty is untimed out now, but like threatened to spray water on my imaginary emote cat. So you know.
So, you know, I just had to abuse my power.
I believe the last time this happened, Kitty actively wanted Mod Powers to ban me, the only mod on the
It was
stream.
hilarious. I watched it happen.
Oh
You
my
weren't the
God.
only mod on that stream. It was very funny though.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, that was good. So, um, fuck. Bye. It was nice knowing
you,
you.
Kitty.
Goodbye forever.
Bye, Kitty.
Okay, so terrain.
Yes, terrain. That thing. There's a. Fuck. There's the thing with the rocks.
There's
Castle.
ground.
That's it.
Yay.
It's a shitty, beaten down. It was a castle once.
Once, maybe distantly.
Once it was a castle.
Is it like a pop up? If it was a castle once, is it now a novelty pub?
Oh no.
No.
God, what I am
Oh,
picturing though
God.
is like some shitty little bar
Is it-
that
is it
operates out of
called- is it
like
called-
one
is
of
it called-
the root cellar.
Is it called Les Snaculars?
Fuck.
Get out.
Damn it. Damn it, Arcrat.
Stop in for a bite and a drink, Blair.
Grown.
Damn it, Andrew. Why do you do these things?
Because it's easy.
Just listen. How
Fruit
dare
hung
you
any
say things
lower?
about me that are true? Anyway,
mean,
Fruit hung
if I
any
shift-
lower, it would be a root. Continue.
I mean, if I shift my jeans, the fruit will hang lower.
Oh god damn it. Okay, so there's a
Right.
castle.
there's a well,
Looks like
Terrain.
garbage.
there's a
I
well,
will keep this place on track even if it's the last thing I fucking do, and it might be.
please do. There's a
Google, you've got to stop doing that much cocaine.
ah. Anyway,
Oh, listen, a vampire. Let's go. And so we set off to that place.
right. So this castle, it's definitely a ruined castle. Like, it's got almost enough walls, and the roof is mostly there. Probably.
Hmm.
You know, it's
Hmm.
it's not much to look at these days. It looks pretty abandoned.
So it's definitely haunted.
I don't know.
What
What
do
the
you
fuck do you think I am, a
mean?
GM?
So at this point, Mithraea stops. She stops walking. Everyone's like, I presume we're all kind of having a minute to like
Yeah.
assess the surroundings.
Yep.
The
Yep.
terrain seems to be an issue.
The rest
Um,
is it's lowland plains around it mostly.
Okay.
There's a lot of you see fields that have been neglected and have like run rampant with who the fuck knows.
Gnarled trees. Everything seems kind of stunted because of the wind and the shitty weather.
Yeah, and there is a little
God damn it, Red Moon! I love you so much.
Yes. Oh my god. No, that's diegetic. Hello, demons. It's me, your boy.
Oh my god.
Says Havelock in a coke-fueled psychosis.
Mithraea kind of, her eye lights turn to the castle. She kind of looks at Havelock coked out of his skull. She looks at Jameson, who's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And then you watch, like, if you both, and I'm imagining Havelock watching this with, like, fascinated horror as the same process that got Yersinia into Mithraea undoes itself.
Mm.
And Yersinia, who's still passed the fuck out, falls, like, face forward out of the ribcage.
Havelock, for their part,
Almost
is
goes face first into the ground. Yersinia
You
grabs her
remember-
by the back of her robe before she does, and
You,
kind of supports her.
You remember how Havelock looked at the doctor when the doctor like shredded something's arm in a way that
Yes.
was visceral? It's kind of like that.
Yup.
Havelock is looking on with a bit too much interest at the process of this skeleton unfolding itself.
Exactly. And here's the interesting thing. Yersinia is too passed the fuck out to notice this, but Mithraea sure as shit does. Those glowing eye sockets are watching Havelock.
Havelock eventually, like, meets the skeleton's eyes, and, like, they just have this idiot grin on their face, and they're not blinking as often as they should be. That's about it. No words are said.
Mithraea's like, you really need to do less of that at this altitude.
You are correct. That is.
She says this while still holding her like mistress by the back of her shirt, like a 3-year-old, like trying to fling itself off a cliff.
Yep. Yeah, no, Havelock is just looking over the eyes, like, yeah, that's a thing you've said that's true. Oh, this is not normal. That was meant to be an afternoon constitutional, not a trip to wherever the hell I was for a while.
Well, so long as you haven't entered the river, you should be fine.
Oh.
Mithraea intones before she digs into Yersinia. She finds the vial that Havelock gave Yersinia. Pulls it out. Yeah,
before you do that.
Uh-huh.
And Havelock is saying this again, like, before you do that.
Yeah, Mithraea is holding the vial like.
What is the nature of the? She seems a bit controlling. Is the word I'm choosing to use?
Oh, she is.
Oh.
But she's also my only option out of this.
That's fair, I suppose. I'd love to hear more about you sometime, if you want. And are able / allowed to.
I'll see how I feel about talking about it some other time.
Okay.
But for right now, we need her, I think. I can't smell anything. You see, I'm dead.
That'd do it.
And my ability to... I used to share a lot of what she can do, but all of that is pretty much beyond me. Those are abilities that living people have. Corpses have our own abilities, but they are limited.
Can the undead do necromancy?
No, we can't. Not in any way that matters.
I thought liches could.
Liches are different.
That's
liches
fair.
have never had their soul. This is a technical detail, and it's been a long time since I've read jack shit exactly.
Fair.
But the fact does stand that a lich willingly separates their soul and puts it into something else. Their soul never leaves them. Their soul never meets the river.
Oh, that river. The ferryman and I get along just fine, actually.
There's not necessarily a ferryman at every river, but they do exist.
There's one at the one I keep getting sent to.
That's interesting.
Like to pop in, have a drink, play a hand or two of cards now and then.
It's one of those things. Back when I studied, it certainly would have been something I would have been interested in hearing about. But I'm a little concerned about where we are, so I've got to wake her up if we want.
Yes.
If we want to get anything done.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm very curious about things.
Well, I suppose you'll have to stay that way, at least for a while. And with that, Mithraea takes... I'm guessing these vials are like those old, like, medical tubes where they're glass and they've got, like, a crack off top.
Yep.
Mithraea takes it, cracks it with her bony teeth.
Yes.
And basically, rather than pour it up her nose at Yersinia's suggestion, pries Yersinia's mouth open and pours it down her throat.
Okay.
Yersinia coughs, she sneezes, she sits up.
Yep.
And she spits.
Yep.
And said, I didn't want to taste that. That's why I asked. Mithraea is just like, I did the best I could. Do you want me to get back on your back, or how do we want to do this for right now?
They should form a union. Hi, Bianca. Welcome to this. Welcome to the Welcome to the weekly 4 hours of freeform absurdity and nonsense.
Oh my god.
I love this. I love this channel so fucking much.
This is great.
Oh, I love you guys. This is marvelous. And thank you for watching, everyone. None of this would be possible without you.
Oh, while this has been happening on, Spencer's been having a look around. Do I notice anything watching us, or anything similar to any single gravestones, or anything similar to what Havelock, Whackbat, and Spencer saw on the road before getting to the mountain? In any size, basically.
It's funny you should ask. Near the castle, not super near it, but like adjacent to it, is what looks like if you take a closer look at that area in specific, you realize that it is a graveyard. It's not been well tended. Most of the stones are damaged.
Course.
And you do see the occasional figures just walking through the fields, reaping wheat, which would be fine if most of them weren't, you know, a little too translucent.
Yeah, for sure. I look at the map, and from where we are, does the castle come up? And is there any town or moment or like village or anything referenced on this part of the map?
The reference is sort of a general area that's just like, there's a village, there's like a big proper town, but like it's, cartographer never made it out this far.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds about right.
People might have been here.
Yeah, is Yersinia awake?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Not confused with things, but awake.
Very unhappily awake.
Bearer of bad news on this one. There is a rather large unmaintained grave site over there. And we've learnt the fun fact that unmaintained grave sites are where the really bad spirits tend to be. And they tend to congregate in a large number. So is it possible, because the map at this point is a little vague, to isolate where we might find the nearest town? I'm just wondering if you can sense when the dead are at peace.
Oh, you mean me? Yersinia kind of realizes she's being talked to.
Yup.
I thought I said Yersinia's name at the start of that sentence. Apologies.
Well, the thing was, you did, and then I can't. They were like, my brain kind of like zoned out for a second, and then when it zoned back in, I wasn't sure whether you were narrating or talking to me again. So.
Oh, got you.
So Yersinia kind of, she blinks again. She spits again. She's not liking the combination flavor of bile and drugs in her right now.
Yeah.
She kind of glances around, gets her bearings, takes a big hearty inhale, and it's like, whoa! Okay. Wow. We're looking for... Oh boy, there's a lot of dead. One moment, please. So we're trying to avoid... You said you're trying to avoid big conglomerations of spirits because
basically that thing, basically whatever's over there. About how far's the castle from us? Yeah, how far's the castle from us, Nick?
It's maybe a mile or so.
Basically everything that's about like a mile and a bit just beyond. I'm pointing the direction of the castle.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking for big pockets of bad.
Well, there is a big pocket of bad. I've seen it. It's right over there. Looking for basically the town. Every town that doesn't want these spirits attacking them maintains their graves, which means the bodies are looked after, which means the spirit, if there is such a thing as clean energy, will be that.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
it's,
stay in their graves. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, they
departing is clean.
they call it the long sleep here, and it's apparently very easy to interrupt, and that's how you get ghosts.
Ah,
And there are
just
literally
ghosts, not revenant, not physical revenants, just the ghosts.
Just the
we
ghosts,
don't
the
know. No
spirits.
one's. We don't know. No one seems to. If there are revenants, the people who are usually nearby are dead by the sounds of it.
Okay, so we don't even know. Cute. Okay, so, well, thankfully, I'm better at ghosts than I am at shambling corpses. So let's see what I can do.
Hmm.
So we're good. I'm basically gonna use Yersinia's, like, again, more or less her scenting power, just to kind of get like the lay of the land and more specifics beyond
Mm-hmm.
just like obvious ghosts.
Hmm.
What should I roll for that?
Roll. I mean, there's a lot of ghosts. But if you're
Yeah,
looking
like
for,
I don't even like. I guess what I'm like when she's trying to figure out like are trying to think like because again this isn't even really scenting. This is trying to figure out
are they hostile?
are they hostile?
Uh,
Which I mean
s-
again she's got that's a Sisters of the Sepulchre kind of thing, so she should be able to at least sense it. She can call
okay.
ghosts.
Uh,
So she should be able to at least kind of get a lay of the land as for malevolence.
yeah, I hear
Since
you.
you don't want to
All
like
right.
dial up, you know, you don't want to dial up your local asshole when you're trying to
Yep.
just get basic questions
Yeah, I know.
answered as a necromancer.
Yeah, you try to get some basic information. You call up the local fucking Halligan, and it all goes wrong
Yeah.
from there. Fuck Halligan. Anyway.
Fuck
that's-
Halligan.
Agreed.
That's the
Fuck
moral
Halligan.
of today's story. Anyway,
Or rather, don't.
The moral of every
Please don't.
moral
Yeah.
of every story.
yeah, the moral of every story should be, fuck Halligan, except don't actually fuck Halligan, because no.
Yeah, no, then he might feed you like
Hmm?
cleaning cleaning supplies. Excuse me.
Yeah, they might feed you cleaning
It might
supplies.
just stab you with scissors.
It could also do that. It's true. Anyway, so, right. Roll 2d6 and take the best.
2d6 and take the best, can
Yeah.
you? Let's see what happens, everybody.
All right. So the best you got was a yes, but so, All right. So you can you're definitely getting a feel for a lot of the getting a feel for this place, and it honestly feels pretty calm overall. Like this place doesn't feel like you see like even as you're watching, like there's the ghosts that you can see or just they seem to just be going about their business. You see like ghosts of farmers just farming, but like
Farming wheat that doesn't exist.
yeah, exactly. They're farming fields that don't exist anymore. That kind of thing. It's a little weird.
Mhm.
But
Like, there's a whole sort of ghost village existing and doing its thing, and
Yeah, kinda.
not
yeah, there's a
people
sort of
like walking in and out of like ruins of like houses, as if there were still
yeah,
wells
That's the thing,
to
like,
draw water from and fires
you-
to start and pots to
yeah.
manage.
The more
Hmm.
you focus on them. What? What?
Moogle, god damn it. I'll explain it later,
It's-
guys. Continue.
It's not a mimetic field, Sue. Sorry.
All right, but as there are only the ghosts of fucks here.
Hmm.
All right. Where was?
So you
Yes,
described what was
yes.
in the ground and yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like it feels almost like just a village going about its business, like into you in specific, Yersinia, see a
Yeah.
lot more spirits than everyone else is able to, and like, yeah, you're just seeing like sitting down, people like ghosts just sitting down on empty air as if there was a chair, or and as if they're
Mhm.
gathering around a table that's like Now those chairs and tables are just like a mass of wood pulp, if that, on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of that.
Question.
Yes.
I'm happy to roll again for it. Can Yersinia sense when they died? Is this generations of ghosts hanging out together? Or is this everybody died all at once?
Good question. Throw me a d6, just one.
Oh, just one? Let's find out.
No.
3. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh.
Solid no.
Oh no. Oh dear. This is why I don't drink carbonated shit very often.
So Yersinia kind of turns to you guys and is like, well, there's a lot of dead.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem to be hostile. The one thing I'm slightly unsettled by is I can't tell you when they died. Normally
Well,
that's part of my roster, but I'm not getting that here. And I can't tell whether it's just because this place has been settled for so long that, like, people have blended into each other over time. Because you get that. If a family farms the same field, fathers and sons, those ghosts can sometimes blend into one entity. But and that could be it.
That's a fascinating thing to contemplate.
Other things that can cause that to happen, and not all of them are good, especially if I wish I could tell you if they all died at once, we might be in for some shit.
Well,
I appreciate that it's. I appreciate that it's not evil. What do we need, Havelock?
Shelter. I need shelter and a place to make camp for the night. I don't fancy the idea of traveling non-stop through the nights here.
Can either of you locate a town nearby?
Havelock just like looks at Jameson, looks at the field and like the area around, and then just like shrugs and is like, I can't.
I did mean through more magical means, but hold on.
I find dead people, not living towns.
No, but what I hoped was that you'd be able to locate from some distance here the dead corpses of the townspeople from yesteryear.
Well, again, they're where they should be, as far as I can tell. Again, no one here seems particularly hostile.
No, but that's the more sort of that's the castle just by. I was hoping that separate from that, there was like basically being able to you are here, like this is where the graves of the town that you need to head to are
on the map. Well,
yeah, because and again shows the map is like there's fuck all written on the map. One moment, is there a high point I can climb to?
Let's find out together.
Like anything from like a rocky outcrop to a decently sized tree.
There are some pretty dense looking trees that could absolutely support your weight.
All right, awesome. With the rail spikes, I make a ladder.
Okay.
And I start going up. And I tie the rope around me and create, with enough of the rope, create a, I forget what it's called, but it's essentially the form of the rope tying knot you create, which basically if there's sudden tension, like someone dropping, the thing locks itself.
Oh, like a belay?
It's a belay.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So I just basically make that, or like I was going to say hitch knot, but that's not the same thing. But yeah, so I go to the top of the tree and I've got my little spyglass thing, provided there's no additional worries, and I'm going to look around and see if I can see a town.
While you're doing this, I lean over to, or Yersinia leans over to Havelock and goes, "You know what they say, smoking idiots love high places."
Oh, the acquisitionist
and from Yersinia hears in the back of like her ears, it's like, wouldn't have to have an idiot in a tree if anyone could find a town.
Havelock, yeah, it's just like, and yeah, if your Zinni is hearing that in her head, Havelock is just like, the acquisitionist isn't, he's a simple sort, but he's certainly very effective.
Not temporarily locked either, is he?
And then through the back
no.
of Havelock's head is like, simple plans seem to be getting sorted. Have you come down yet?
Where? Havelock, like, out loud at no one in particular is like, we're getting there. Oh, we're getting there. Oh, I need something to ease this.
So.
Alright. So, yeah. Let's see. So, you're pretty high up, and you see pretty distant from here. And you'd swear you catch the faintest whiff of, like, the sea on the air coming from that direction. But, like, you're not making it there tonight.
No.
Like, but you do see some lights in the distance that you're thinking are probably a town.
Okay. And is it, so see the distance, see the lights in the town, anything in any other directions of note up here?
No, until you suddenly, I'm gonna say, you suddenly, like, feel a sort of presence near you. And if you turn to regard it, there's just, like, a person sitting on the tree branch next to you.
Oh, sure. As in a spiritual person or a living person?
A ghost.
Or not?
There's a noose around their neck. It's
Oh,
just kind
sure.
of there.
Fair.
I
I acknowledge it.
Come here often.
What the ghost says that?
The ghost says this.
Oh, okay. First time.
Yeah, exactly. First time.
The first time. How long's it been?
A few minutes.
Oh no, this is me speaking to them. How long's it been?
Oh.
Yeah, they struck up a conversation with me. I'm gonna have a conversation with them.
Give or take a few. That's an interesting question you just asked there, stranger. Anywhere I'd last. Stop keeping track after a few decades.
Sure. What's the point at that point, yeah?
All gets a little strange.
Town in the distance over there? Friendly, somewhat?
I think of Nout. That's what the fuck?
Oh, you never heard that phrase? Anything an out. If there's nout there, then it's not anything is here.
Oh, I've not heard that before.
If there's an out there, then it's not anything, is it? Yeah. So, yeah, speaking to the hanged individual, sort of pointing at where the lights are. Town in that direction? Friendly?
Yeah, that's, it's been a long time. It's Gavanoy, yes, the Gavanoy Township. That's
Perfect.
the one.
Lovely stuff. That's about it. Oh, if we were to, would we be disturbing anyone if we set up camp near these, near the castle grounds at all? Or would it be better for us to move on a little? I don't want to disturb anyone who's up and doing anything.
People are generally a pretty welcoming lot. Some of the kids can be a little chatty, but
Oh, yeah, you know, I've slept through worse. So.
Oh, they'll just talk your ears off if you let them, that's all.
Anyone we should introduce ourselves to? I mean, it is, of course, their area, so I don't want to intrude on anything.
Well, if you really want to make introductions, I suppose you could try for one of the headmen, I guess.
The headman. Okay. Any name springs to mind that would be good to try?
Who was the... what was the name? Jack. That was his name.
Jack.
Back when.
Okay.
Back before I went.
Suddenly there's a rustling in the trees. Yersinea's head pops out. She's like, clearly
Oh,
having
hello.
a good time getting up here.
Ah, I didn't expect. I thought only idiots came up in these trees. This is my good friend. I'm so sorry. I haven't asked your name. I'm Spencer. What's your name?
What? Oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
Damn you are crap. I'm terrible at names. I'm
Hey, you gave me a character with a backstory to speak to.
I did. This is my fault. Fuck it, Ulysses. His name is
Ulysses. Beautiful
name's
name. Beautiful.
Ulysses.
This is Ulysses. He's been telling us some fantastic information. Town over there, friendly for the most part. Seems to be of particular. What did they say the name of the area was again?
The Gavinoy. Gavinoy.
Gavinoy. Yeah, it seems the Gavinoy area. And they said that we're fine to stay on the grounds here, but we need to speak to one of the headmen for proper introductions. Jack seems to be one of the ones. So yeah, learned quite a lot.
He was
is
a
there
bit
anything we can...
Jack was a bit. Jack could be a bit harsh in my day, hence the it like dangles, it like
Yeah.
wiggles the rope of the noose.
Oh yeah.
I think he drops down and just like wobbles there by the actual rope before floating back up.
Yup, he does. And yeah, it's just like, yeah, he didn't take too kindly to horse theft.
Yeah, sounds about right. Well, it's been lovely chatting to you. I'm just going to get down from this tree if that's okay.
Oh, by all means. Always a
No
pleasure
worries.
to see someone who doesn't run screaming.
Oh, nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort. Yesenia, I'll see you at the ground, and with a little bit of pressure, moves the rope so they start sort of walking down the tree backwards.
Yep.
So the rope is holding. It's done in such a way that, like, again, if they move too quickly or not, but it's not fraying the rope as they go.
Okay.
And it's
Alright.
taking, as they move, taking the rail spikes. Well, no, actually, leaves the rail spikes in, but says, "Could you grab the rail spikes on the way down, Yesenia?"
I'll do my best.
Thank you.
So Yersinia turns to Ulysses and asks,
Yeah.
So you've been here for a while.
Oh.
What are the comings and goings like around here? Not of I doubt there's a lot of humans who come and go. And obviously your ghosts don't come and go much.
Well, there's the thing about it is I feel a certain come the light of day, I like to find my old grave if I still can and take a little nap. Feels restful.
All right.
Sunlight is it's a strange thing strange thing for a ghost.
So wait, is it night already?
It's
Are we doing-
it's like evening.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
That
evening,
hike
like-
it was a long
Yeah,
hike.
no. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Oh, is it? I imagine I know the answer because this is the kind of region. Is it overcast or is it like? Can we see the sun setting or is it like we know the light's fading, but it's like grey skies?
It's pretty overcast, yeah.
It's pretty overcast. Sidebar: I'm gonna quickly nip to the bathroom, but I feel like this conversation is fine to do that. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I'm kind of picturing like there's some really cool pictures of like the Carpathian Mountains, whereas the sun goes down, it kind of ducks under the clouds, and you get this weird. It's still overcast, but also like these streaks of sun.
Yes. That was
Makes
I
you
was about to
very
say you
aware
get the
that the sun-
occasional rays
Yeah.
of light breaking through here and there.
Yeah, you're very aware that the sun is going down, though, and obviously
Yeah.
that's a tough thing
Mhm. Yeah.
right now.
It's been you get the occasional spirits that tend to wander. Some do. It's
I'm
easier
less-
to be yourself near the places you called home, places that you have a bond to, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. I'm very familiar with the dead in a couple of different ways. So you told my compatriot that we're safe to stay here. What are there others who come through here? Others with bodies?
There's...
Like-
most people in this place tend to steer clear of a lot of the geists. But you're not from around here, I can tell.
No, I'm not.
Well, people tend to leave geists well enough alone. But generally speaking, the only people who ever come here used to be we'd get the occasional holy man. The Abyssinians would show up now and then and try to put spirits to rest. Hell of a
You guys
trick
weren't
without
having
nice
that?
hell of a trick without gravestones. It's... I should say it's been 20... Stopped keeping track after a few decades of waking up, but I don't know how long I was resting before then. It's peaceful.
I understand.
Yeah.
So you don't get a whole lot of the local nasties hanging out in these parts. Not a whole lot of geists. Not a whole lot of
Not generally.
Stromkirks. Do they come down through here?
The bloodsuckers? They make occasional hunting trips to Gavinoy.
But they don't typically hang out in the town.
The Stromkirks a bit more than most. They don't seem to mind rubbing shoulders with the rest of the common folk the way most vamps do. They're a bit strange, that one.
Interesting.
Hmm.
How often do they do that? Is that a nightly thing? Is that bi-nightly?
Coming down for a hunting trip is... They don't hunt for sport the way the Voldarans do. It's not a chase.
Good to know.
The Stromkirks are more interested in seducing and gathering. Occasionally, they'll find someone who can do real good work. Carpenters, sculptors, artists, and artisans. Hell, sometimes they even make them into... Sometimes they'll even add them to the family.
All right. Interesting.
But I'd say... maybe 1 in 3, 1 in 4 people who visit the Stromkirk house never come back.
Interesting. Good to know.
Whether as a Stromkirk or otherwise.
Good to know.
Some of the... I remember a few of the people in the village seemed to get, a little eager about the whole thing. Especially
Going up
after
there?
they'd been up there a couple of times, yes. Seems to... Something about vampires just does something to the minds of certain people.
Suppose immortality does seem very seductive when you don't understand it.
I suppose. I mean, I don't know that I'd mind having a body.
You never know. Maybe that can be arranged at some point. But
Cocks an eyebrow at you.
I'm a necromancer.
Interesting. Never seen a necromancer who buggered about with spirits.
Where I come from, we have a little bit of a different way of looking at things. We talk to the dead. We talk to dead spirits, and God damn it, Moogle, and we puppet revenants. We typically keep them pretty separate.
Huh.
But I hear it's a little different here. You guys need your graves cleaned so you can rest easy, you said.
That's... It's always been the rumor, at least, and, I can say that I didn't wake up until... When I did wake up, my grave was in, not the best state. Headstone looked pretty rotted over, or grown over with a lot of... Well, it's a swampy place.
I understand. All right, well... Looks like we're gonna... I don't know what they're doing down there. Glances off tree limb, almost falls out of tree, grabs back on really tightly.
Yep. You do see
So
the
like
ghost like
Spencer got that down and had the map out and was talking
Yep.
with Havelock, and at the same time that Yersinia sort of looks down and goes like, I don't know what those idiots doing. Sort of Havelock Spencer goes, I don't know what Yersinia's doing, and then watches as Yersinia nearly falls out of the tree and is like, oh, never mind. Hopefully she can bring herself back. Anyway,
ghost-
so
Yeah.
the ghost
Also, Mithraya
reflexively
is-
moves to help. Like Ulysses tries to help and it doesn't work. Like
Yeah, it just
suddenly
goes right through her.
remembers he's a ghost.
Yeah. Also, Mithraya is down on the ground watching all this with her hands on her bony pelvis.
Mm.
mm,
The
I
funny
love
thing
it.
is, actually no. Ulysses goes to help and it does work
oh,
for a
Ooh,
brief moment.
interesting.
So they
In that ca-
steady
in-
you and then their hands start passing through you again.
so
How often can you do that?
Spencer does clock that.
Do what? Well, that's just being a ghost. How do you think I'm sitting on this branch?
I mean,
And then
valid.
as he acknowledges it, he starts to fall through it. The trick is not to think about it.
Yeah, he kind of like shakes his head and then he pops back up. The trick
Yep.
is not to think about it.
Exactly. He's like, the trick is not to think about it.
All right. Well,
A lot of ghosts can do things like that around here. Just, the ones that think they're still alive are the dangerous ones. There's, creates a sort of chaos in the mind.
that's very good to know.
Oh, and,
Right.
be mindful of memories. Some ghosts think they're a very tasty snack. I don't know why I gave this man a southern accent, but I did, and I'm okay with it.
It works. It works. Got a bunch of southern German weirdos.
Southern German ghosts. Perfect.
Um,
Hmm.
so Yersinia kind of slithers back down out of the tree. She may fall off the last branch.
And for a moment, he's like, Ulysses for kicks is just dangling from the rope again and is like, if you need anything else, I'll be hanging around.
Yersinia kind of nods, brushes herself off, gets the twigs out of her hair. Thank you. Excellent gallows humor, Ulysses.
Well, gotta have something to do to pass the time.
Well, don't get yourself in a twist.
Alright. More water is required. So,
Alrighty, so we have to find this Jack fellow. Or John,
Yeah.
what did he say?
Jack. It was Jack. No,
Jack.
Going with it.
I was about to jokingly be like, his name is Jack Daniel, but no, that's
Don't
terrible. That's
Oh my
awful, and I will not do that. Anyway, I need to take a quick bio break. I will. be
Sure, me
right
too.
back.
Sure. Okay, I'll entertain chat while you both go and do your thing.
Yay! Thank you.
I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone is having a good day or a good evening if their day wasn't great for any reason. I hope you're enjoying the adventures so far and where we're going, and where we might be heading. The idea of a spooky castle going where we are. Ooh. I see some people are mentioning Kuno in the chat there. Think there's maybe one of you who hasn't seen my Disco Elysium playthrough who knows that sort of going on there. Eek, says Wasby. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. I hope others are, like, wandering around as an adventurer, albeit with a different set of powers to these two and the others. Could start by telling you what's in Spencer's diary, but that might be revealing too much. as well as in case one of them comes back and you're sort of hearing from Spencer's diary. Oh, my back. Sorry, everybody. I'm usually better at throwing any old rubbish out. Just wonder where we're going to set up campfire. That's the next question. Because we've got a couple of options. Obviously, need to speak to this groundsman. I wonder what happens when we go and see the vampires proper. Sort of what we learn. Wonder what happens once we get this artifact and what it can do. Not sure I'm a fan of the fact that ghosts apparently, as long as they're not thinking about it, they can interact with the physical realm and sort of digest memories, and some think they're human. And it's sort of, if you're a ghost and you think you're human for long enough and you forget that you don't normally interact with the corporeal world, does that mean that we've come across figures, or might come across figures, who are for all intents and purposes human in appearance and human by look, but are ghosts, but have just been dead for so long that any trace that they were a spirit has faded away?
And we're back.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Left an interesting question for chat to ponder there.
Oh.
It's okay. You'll hear it when you listen back to the video.
Oh, I have to listen back.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a treat for chat. The rest of you don't get to hear it, but it's a treat for chat.
Fine. All right.
I'm back.
Good timing.
Hey, welcome back. Yeah.
Though I may not be able to be around for a whole lot longer.
That's
just for the
fair.
record.
Yes. A certain individual has gone live.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. I actually have some other. I have an errand I apparently need to run.
Okay.
Do we want to play for a little bit longer and then call it quits?
I was going to say maybe like 15, 20 minutes. That should give me all the time I need to get what needs to be done.
In that case, I know exactly. Spencer is after speaking to Havelock and passing on the additional info. They're going to go look for Jack the Headman, basically, to sort of make introductions.
Yeah, if you need to get a thing done real quick, go for it if you want. I don't know.
Well, no, I'd be stuck doing other things afterwards.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we'll...
Got you.
We can do this pretty quick. All right. So...
Sorry.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. That actually
to be fair,
works
like
out
even if you weren't free, I would have had to call time on it in about an hour from now, because then it would be midnight my time. So we're near the end. So Spencer, making sure that like there's no other issues with having to refer to the page because I keep forgetting the name. Yesenia getting down from the tree goes, I guess, to just very, very calmly walk the grounds, looking for for the headman. Yes, and like for anyone who looks amicable as a spirit.
Yep.
Like to approach them to sort of like, excuse me, where would we find Jack the Headman?
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're kind of going around doing that.
There's actually like a few ghosts that are like wearing like armor and seem to be holding like phantasmal weapons. And they're just like, like it's a few guards here, and they're like, you want to find Jack, huh? Sure. Generally you can try to find him around the and they just point in the general direction of like, I was gonna say,
or should it be like the old
I do like
sheriff's office, the Sheriff Reeves office?
Yeah, I do kind of like the idea in almost like a Paper Mario-esque style of like, as you get close to where these buildings once stood, like the bricks appear.
Kind
so, like,
of, yes.
yeah.
Some buildings.
yeah.
buildings
Yeah,
have been
which-
there
which,
so
like, you-
long that like people's memories are making them stay there.
Exactly. It's a
but
lot of
it's
like
only when you get
spectral,
within the-
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only when you're in the radius of that memory that they
Mm.
actually like shining a light into a shadow kind of thing.
Exactly. That is
Cool.
precisely what is happening.
Oh no, I know exactly what's about to happen. So as I approach the office, do I need to roll to make sure I don't walk into the like spectral wall?
What? You didn't until you suggested it.
Yeah, just
Well,
I
that's the thing,
figured.
once you think it, then you smack into it. Again,
Yeah,
it's all that
it's-
try not to think about it.
Yeah.
Mm,
'Cause that is. I'm
Okay,
I'm
let's
cribbing
see.
hard from the Dresden Files
Yeah.
right now as far as how ghosts
sure.
work.
But I didn't hear that in the conversation though.
Hmm?
So
No, you
Yeah.
didn't. So yeah, no, you just
yes.
laugh
Yep.
into that.
So I roll.
Yeah.
Let's do 1d6.
Perfect.
Oh, it's a
you're
4.
Good.
Oh,
You're
I'm
fine.
good. Okay, I'm good. So there's a momentary like, a wall. And then playing
Mm-hmm.
along with it, I go through or open the door to go
Yep.
in.
And as you go to grasp the door, as you do, because it's a door, it's
Mhm.
very solid.
Yeah. Yeah. So I open the door, and given that it is the only solid thing, I knock on the door very politely. Couple of knocks.
Eh.
So-
What's weird is you get
Hello.
a chorus of voices are all like, huh?
Sorry. Looking to speak, and good day to you. Looking to speak to Jack very quickly.
And several of them look over to like they're all at
Yeah.
various states of age or like different things.
Okay.
And Jack is he looks like he's got to be around his like late, like maybe 40s, 50s, somewhere in there.
Sure.
they just-
yeah.
Still have a full head of hair, and like just to describe them in a word, they look stern.
That's exactly who I'm looking for then. Hello.
That's fair, Moogle.
Could really do some she. Oh, I see. Throat from. Oh, please look after yourself, Moogle.
Yeah, try
for
running
anyone,
this thing.
Remember to drink water, to take any medication you need, to eat, to breathe, to stretch. You are loved very much, and thank you very much for enjoying our roleplay. So with so come into the room and head towards where Jack is, and it goes
Evening.
like, "Hello there. Good evening. We are looking to very simply camp on the grounds for the evening before heading off to the nearest town. We were wondering if that would be okay to do so."
Should be fine. Town's ruly enough. Not like I can
Fantastic.
do much to the elements that get unruly these days, but you know.
You do what you can.
Are there any particular ones that tend to get unruly, places where we should maybe not camp?
The kids can get a little uppity sometimes, and you know, you can only enforce decorum for so long, but
Sure.
they're
That's kids
Decent.
these days.
They're
They're just
decent
ruining
enough.
everything.
Anywhere
They're
in
decent
particular
enough.
that would be better to camp over somewhere else? You don't want to upset anybody by staying the night.
Well, if you're looking for a place with some actual solid walls and a roof, you could try the castle ruins.
Oh, okay. We'll try there
Just
then.
Avoid the lower floors. The dungeons were full of
Unpleasant characters.
less unpleasant and more unsound.
Got you.
Good. to know.
We'll make sure to stay away from that aspect of the wall. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh, it's no problem. Enjoy your stay and, you know, mind the signs.
Mind the signs. got you.
Signs. Are these physical signs or oracular ones?
He looks at you, smiles, picks up a spectral or a spectral stein of ale, and is like, one of life's little mysteries, isn't it?
You were about to say mug of coffee there.
What? No, I was about to say mug of ale, and then I'm like,
Oh,
but I'm like, no, German, Stein,
Stein.
yes.
spooky mug. Hey, spooky mug. Okay. So, cool. Spencer heads back out and heads towards the ruins. And
It's, You camp near a spawn point. Fuck.
Yep. Yep.
Cynthia kind of makes a face, mutters something under her breath about ghosts, and walks out.
Yep.
So over by the ruins, is there clearly a hole in the ground or like a grating that was like the basement?
Let's see. There's not a hole in the ground. There is. Once you enter the ruins proper, there's like. There's a couple areas to a staircase down.
Okay.
Question:
okay, so
stable anywhere, like or what looks like the remnants of a stable.
Yes. Complete with spooky horse ghost.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. Well,
a real foul spirit there.
God damn it.
Ghostly German grog. Having actually made grog, it's surprisingly tasty.
Yesenia kind of looks at the horses, looks at the stable, looks at the rest of the building.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make a suggestion.
Please.
I'm all ears.
Typically, you don't get a whole lot of haunted horribleness stable.
That's true. Unless it's part poltergeist, in which case the kick is just as nasty as it was during the day. Head over to the stables.
Well...
Hey,
what I'm going to see if I
Havelock, I'm just warning you here.
What I'm going to suggest and what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take the horses out to pasture. You guys go and settle down and set up camp.
Ah, yes, settling
I can do
down.
that.
What a great idea, says Havelock, looking more and more like a shambling corpse at each moment.
So while Havelock's on his come down and sort of escorting them over to the stable, and to the portion of the stable that would have been for bedding and hay. No idea if there is any in there, but can sort of we have bedrolls and things, so I can make a you know. If there's no hay to lie on, there is a camp at least we've got in there to shelter with. So,
yeah, Havelock will make themselves useful. Like
how?
With great and with particularly great focus.
Nice.
They'll make themselves like you see Havelock like just crouch down for a moment.
We give Havelock the flint and steel, start the fire, and it's like, just like bow drill.
Yeah, no, Havelock is, like, for a moment, does crouch down and look like they're about to just straight up collapse unconscious. And then, like, you see them close their eyes, take a couple of really deep breaths, and the tattoos on their body start glowing, and some of them fade.
That's a neat trick.
And then they open their eyes again, and like they look still sore, still not feeling good, but it look like they've hit a second wind.
Sure. Just looking very quickly before Havelock starts the fire, is there anything within the stables as they are, or the ruins of the stables, that would likely set the damn thing on fire?
No. There's nothing left of the stable. There's like
a
couple of small wooden posts, but they're rotted.
That's absolutely fine. Basically, like, I just want to make sure that if we light this fire, we're not going to set the damn thing and like really upset the locals because we're burning down one of the few remaining parts of a ruin kind of thing. So.
No. Nothing
in
like
that case,
that.
if it is just like wooden stakes, there is. I take a roll of like it's tarp for tents.
Yep.
But in lieu of setting up a tent, I basically foster it over the wooden poles. So
perfect.
We have a roof for the night.
Ah, yes. Not all tents are created equal. This
Yes.
This is the
It's
over
well,
tense.
it's around a bunch of ghosts, so it's not so much the future tense as it's the past tense.
Oh,
Actually, no, it's happening right now, so it's the present
It's the
tense.
present
got you.
tense.
It's the present tense, and tomorrow will be the past tense.
right now it is definitely intense. So
Waka waka.
I hate all of this, and I love it so much.
Yeah. Oh, and for securing purpose, there was rope, so using the rope to secure it to the thing, so it doesn't blow away in the middle of the night.
Hell yeah. All right.
sounds good.
So,
Well, Yersinia and Mithraea basically. You're watching a necromancer and this necromancer skeleton servant walk a bunch of ghost horses out into a ghost field and like by their ghostly reins and just be kind of like, go be free for the evening.
yep. Also, some of the ghosts look very intact. Others bear like specific marks here or there. Like it's a little weirdness. Like some of the ghosts look very skeletal and decayed. Others
Interesting.
look like one of the ghost horses just looks like a perfectly normal horse. The other looks like this like rotted, the ghost of a carcass of a horse.
Yeah.
And it's a little weird. Like, yeah, you can see like their teeth through their cheek, which is like just gone. Oh,
Like,
one of their
the
eyes is
skull
just
with
glowy and
one
creepy.
eye. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, yeah.
And that
Yersinia
seems to be the case for
notices
some of the
that.
people as well. Like, most of
Yeah.
them look like just ordinary people going about their business, but the occasional one, like, your favorite is the man who's carrying his like one that stands out is the man carrying his own head around in one hand and like clearly an executioner's axe in the other, just like over their shoulder.
Yup. Question. Here's an interesting question, because obviously, like Mithraea and Yersinia are walking out into the field. How do they react to seeing just a skeleton like Mithraea? Are they reacting to her in any particularly interesting way?
A couple of the ghosts are like a little leery. They're like they do a double take. But like most of them are just like they do a quick double take and then they just like shrug. And ooh, this might be fun actually. Looking at Mithraea, there's this sort of not quite like most of the ghosts here look pretty solid, all things considered. There's like ghostly faint wisps of what Mithraea used to look like around their skeleton.
Interesting.
For a second you're looking, like, it's one of those blink or you'll miss it things where like for a second you're looking at Mithraea and it's just Mithraea as she was.
Yeah, Yersinia sees that and just about has a heart attack right there.
Yup! And then, like, you look again and she's just a skeleton.
Does Mithraea notice that this happens?
No, Mithraea doesn't seem to notice much of anything. They're just doing their thing.
Yersinia
They vibing.
Kinda... they vibe. Yeah, vibing with the ghost horses.
Yep, they vibing.
That's my new band name, by the way, Vibing with the Ghost Horses.
Perfect. I'd listen to that band.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like folky electronics.
Perfect.
Yersinia kind of notices that, and you can kind of see her, like, gears are flipping around in her brain. It's a whole lot of machinery, and it's turning very, very quickly.
Yup. Mithraea would be like...
yeah. Was, goddammit, that's perfect. So yeah, they kind of put, like, Yersinia definitely hurries up, gets them to, like, pasture the horses. It's like, we need to get back, like, now.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell's going on out here, but death is working very differently.
Mithraea, like... Yeah, again, like, the briefest...
used to this shit.
Oh, yeah, no, Mithraea, like, turns to acknowledge you as they always do, but for the briefest moment, again, like, you just see Mithraea's face looking annoyed as fuck. And then it's gone again.
Yeah, and Mithraea does see that. She sees the look that Yersinia gives her. As they're walking back, she kind of passes. Goes, "You look like you've seen a ghost." That's not even remotely funny, and it wasn't funny back when we were in the sepulcher either. I hope you know.
I love this so much.
So we finished setting up the camp.
Yep.
It's like, all right, who wants to take the first watch?
I'll do it. Get it out of the way. And I can
Get
just
it out of your
collapse
system,
into
more like.
wonderful, blissful rest. Also, I have some studying to do.
Well, when that gets done, either I or Mithraia are happy to relieve you. Technically, she doesn't need to sleep, but
Oh, I wouldn't
I
mind the
do like to allow her
companionship
to
if you like
rest.
to. Yeah. Wouldn't mind the
No.
companionship if you want to keep her up for my shift, but she's your familiar.
she's mine. Familiar's a good as word as any.
All
And,
right.
Or
And,
instead of doing this, Yersinia deconstructs Mithraia back into her original form of spooky bone stole.
Mm,
I like to imagine that amongst many of the things that they saw in that moment, this was one of them.
oh God.
I'm concerned.
Oh no. Oh God. Oh.
I don't like this. Why is this a thing?
Hooray for physics.
And for the chat there, so you
Hooray
can all
for
witness
physics.
you can all witness the terrible
Okay.
thing that might be going on.
With that,
Yeah.
I think Yersinia needs to take a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Hmm.
There we go.
Hmm. All right. Also, that picture I posted was Wasdby's handiwork. I just love it.
That's amazing.
It's
Waz,
good.
You are so talented.
Yup. It's very good work.
It's me, yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. I'll have to go investigate the Goatman's Bridge on the Nebulous Collection at some point.
Hell yeah.
Hmm.
Also, yeah, you know, I didn't. I planned on these being very episodic, and we'd go to different places every week. But turns out I'm bad at pacing. So you know, here we are
It
doing this
Hadn't noticed.
will
nonsense.
take
Hadn't-
some time.
Yeah, hadn't noticed at all.
Yup.
Anyway,
Sorry.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to run sessions if and you ever want.
at some point, I think that would be quite a bit of fun.
Hell
That
yeah.
would be good. That would take us on an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, though, that for right now, Yersinia has to go bye-bye, because I have to go
Yeah.
bye-bye.
That's
No
valid,
worries.
yeah.
Have a good one.
All right.
You guys are excellent. Thank you. Thank you for
You're
putting up with
excellent.
my weird
Thanks for joining
skeleton
us.
nun
This
and
has been
her
fun.
snarky skeleton slave, servant, minion, familiar.
I love the.
We can iron out the details and find out who we have
That
a
is-
bone to pick with next week.
God damn it.
Oh,
That
God
is
damn
some Alucard shit. I brought some slaves. I brought slaves.
I brought slaves. I brought slaves here. I
it.
brought
Thank you
friends.
for the crown, Moogle.
Oh, thank. I brought slaves. I brought slaves here.
Oh,
You find
yes.
it risible when I say the name Picus? Dicus?
The ghosts.
It's got a one,
Ah.
you know, incontinent to your buttocks.
Let us.
Okay, and with that one,
And with that,
I'm gonna say goodbye. I love you all.
Have a good one,
Love
Yin.
you.
See you next week.
awesome.
Yes, indeed.
Hey,
Hmm.
Nick.
Yeah?
Bun's playing Ghost Trick.
Oh boy. All right.
Should we go say hello?
Yeah, I
yes,
think we
let's
should
raid-
go
let's
say
raid
hello.
Bun.
Oh, I thought you'd. Sorry, I didn't realize you were still here. You know, I would have said,
Oh,
hey,
sorry,
but
I'm about to, but yes, let's go
Yeah.
raid. Let's go raid my boy.
Yep.
Let's go
Hey,
raid
Buns,
the.
It's me,
the-
your boy.
Oh no!
Oh God. All right. So it's /raid
Then Lucky Bun.
lucky_bun. And here we go. Prepare for the raid.
So thank you all very much for joining us. This will pick up, hopefully, timetables permitting, next week at the same time, 8:30 p.m. British Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. EST. Join us then to find out what happens with the Bone Mama, the Boy with the Book, and the Yeehaw Man.
Perfect. And
I'm gonna get that tattooed on my
I,
ass. I love
I want you to get Bone Mama.
Bone Mama.
Get it on the inside of your crown.
We all
Oh
need to
my
get
God.
matching ass tattoos, and
Yeah,
it'll be
yeah.
just different words. Perfect.
Mine will say Bone Mama.
The
Yours
boy
will be
with the
boy
book.
With the book.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I actually have to go. I love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
I should get Yeehaw Dude, actually. That would work.
Yes.
Okay. Take us to the channel, Nick. I think you can do the raid now.
And away we go.
Woo!
All right, and that is a stream.